Here's Craig Thompson to lead it off, and we are underway in Omaha. Takes the first pitch that misses, ball one. Thompson, .339 hitter, 11 home runs, 48 runs batted in, and has started each and every game for the Stanford Cardinal this season. Outside, 2-0.
He's a good leadoff man. Normally you don't see a first baseman in the leadoff position, but Mark Marquis has put him there this season. He's a switch hitter, batting right against our pitcher, Talent. He has pretty good speed.
Swings on the 2-0 pitch and bounces it foul down the third baseline. Our umpires today calling the balls and strikes is Scott Graham behind the plate. Al Davis at first, Joe Burleson at second, Danny Mascoro at third. Tony Mainers is down the left field line, and David Wiley is down the right field line. 2-1 pitch for Thompson. Strike call, 2-2. Brian Talent will throw a fastball, a hard slider, and a straight changeup. 2-2 pitch, fair ball past third, down into the left field corner. Jeremy Whitten will chase it down. Thompson on his way to second and is into the double.
You got time.
A very auspicious debut here. First hitter for Stanford drills it down the third base line for a two-base hit. Nobody out now, and Thompson on second base. Here's the pitch by Brian Talent. Hit past the third baseman Barbier, down the left field line into the corner. Whitten gets there in a hurry, but has no chance to get Thompson at second base.
21st double on the season for Craig Thompson. It brings up Eric Bruntlett. Bruntlett is the shortstop. Talking with Mark Marquis yesterday, the coach said opposing coaches think he's our MVP.
I think many of his players do, and certainly Mark Marquis would vote for him, I think. He's a terrific player. Senior shortstop, has been here before. 3 out of the last 4 years, Bruntlett's been the starting shortstop.
In the dirt, stopped by Brad Cressy. Ball one. Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium is 332 down the lines, 408 to straightaway center field, and 360 left center and right center.
Wind blowing out to left again. Seems to do that pretty much each day of the College World Series. Right-handed hitters have an advantage.
That one's up high. And just in these first few pitches, Brian Talent looks like he may be overthrowing a little bit, Jerry.
Well, he's pumped up, Greg. Who wouldn't be? The adrenaline is really flowing. This is the epitome for a college baseball player to play for the national championship. And I think you're right. He's just a little bit too over the edge right now, but he'll get back together.
2-0 pitch, misses, ball 3, 85-mile-an-hour fastball. And Talent having a little trouble with the strike zone right now, and Brad Cressy going to go out and talk with him a bit.
Brian Talent is somewhere in the neighborhood of the high 80s normally. He eased off on that pitch trying to get it over. Doesn't want to walk Bruntlett here and have been at first and second with nobody out in the first inning. So he's going to try to get that ball over, and easing up is not the way to do it. And I think that's what Brad Cressy just told him. Hey, just fire. Let her go. Relax.
First and second, and nobody out for Stanford here in the first inning. Told you the Stanford Cardinal and the LSU Tigers both unbeaten. Stanford here with victories over Louisiana Lafayette, Clemson, and then a huge performance against the Raging Cajuns 2 nights ago.
They really haven't been challenged too much in getting here unbeaten to the championship game. But this game promises to be, and I believe it will be, a very, very close game. 2 very evenly matched teams, Greg.
Here is Edmund Muth. About mid-season, his coach says this guy was only hitting about 265. Comes in a .303 hitter.
He's their hottest hitter. He just bombed the ball 2 nights ago. 3 home runs, as we pointed out. 6 RBI. In the first inning, with your hottest hitter up, I don't believe Mark Marquis is going to sacrifice him. First and second, nobody out, but I don't think he wants to give up this hot bat that Edmund Muth is swinging. And LSU does not think so either. They're playing back. They're not expecting the bunt.
He will hit left-handers as well as the right-handers. And Talent. It's a big pitch for him to get across with strike one.
Yes, that will help his composure. He needs to find some poise out there now. This is a tough situation. Before he even breaks a sweat, he's in a real jam, Greg. First and second, nobody out. The heart of the order coming up in Muth, Gall, and Borchert.
0-1 pitch. 1-1. Told you Stanford was unbeaten getting to this game. LSU as well with victories over Texas, Southern Cal, Florida State.
I believe that Stanford has had the hardest journey to get here to the championship game. Now, Skip Burton may dispute that, but Stanford has lost 2 games in their drive since the regionals began. They lost to Nebraska in the Super Regional 1 game, and they also lost 1 game in the regional. So they know what it is to battle back.
Both teams at the very top step of their dugout. One pitch to Muth. Swing it.
Fontenot has a hard slider, somewhere between a curve and a slider. Call it a slurve, if you will, and that was it. He throws it a lot. He has a great deal of pride in it. He'll throw it in tough situations, and that was. He had to get ahead of Muth here in this situation. That was his hard slider.
1-2 pitch. Down swing.
What a big out for Brian Talent.
341 average, 11 home runs, 70 runs batted in. And at first and second and 1 out now. Took a little off of that, just like on the outside corner, strike one.
Well, John Gall, one of the most dependable clutch hitters in college baseball, cleanup hitter now for Stanford. He let that one go. There's no reason to swing at that pitch. It's a hittable pitch on the outside corner.
Fastball on the outside corner, but that one missed, and it's a ball and a strike.
I think Brian Talent has found his rhythm now, his groove. He's throwing, if not strikes every pitch, very close to being strikes. He's around the plate now where he wasn't against Bruntlett, the second hitter.
Strike 2.
Well, here's the replay on the pitch. Fastball, again, inside corner this time. So he's moving the ball around the plate, caught the inside black of the plate, that little border around the white outline of the plate.
Talent's 1-2 pitch to go. Hit hard toward third, diving stop by Barbier. The second for the fourth. The replay, no. But Hawk kept it in the near vicinity, and the runner could not advance from third. What a great play at third by Blair Barbier. Gall on at first with the fielder's choice, and here's Joe Borchert. Another heavy hitter in the Stanford lineup. Here's the change.
Well, he's had to rely pretty much on the fastball early on now to try to find the plate. But you can see his confidence building almost visibly there on his face. Now he got his changeup over there. He got his slider over to the third hitter, to Muth. So he's finding his rhythm.
Toward first, foul. So Talent ahead in the count now, 0-2. Joe Borchert, the Stanford University quarterback. Mark Marquis says he is as good a two-sport athlete as I have ever had here at Stanford.
That's really a high tribute to Joe Borchert because he's had some great ones. Start with John Elway, Toy Cook, Chad Hutchinson, 4 or 5 more, including Mark Marquis, by the way, a standout in both football and basketball, football and baseball when he played there in the 60s.
0-2 pitch. No, he throws first instead. John Elway, Ryan Johnson.
Johnson presently catching the Kansas City Royals.
0-2 pitch. Up high, a ball and 2 strikes.
It's interesting as we reflect on these two-sport athletes at Stanford. Most of them have been quarterbacks. Elway, Brian Johnson, Chad Hutchinson, Joe Borchard. What gives over there?
I don't know. 1-2 pitch to Borchard. Fouled off. Craig Thompson led with a double down the left field line, and Eric Bruntlett drew a base on ball. Edmund Muth went down swinging. Gall is on with a fielder's choice. Barbier with a terrific stop at third to get a force out at second. So Bruntlett was forced. Thompson is at third. Gall at first. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging.
We're going wild.
If Raising Cane's secret cane sauce was the end zone, no one would ever lose a game. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Go for the win this game day with Cane's. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of the New Orleans Saints. One love.
This year, our everyday purchases created adventures right here at home. Like Couch Cove, Mount Staircase, Living Room Lodge. Use your American Airlines MasterCard and get miles closer to the trip you promised. And start something priceless.
He called his curve a spike curve. All my years in baseball, I've never heard that term.
Ryan Terrio looks at the fastball. Talking about that Vulcan change, that's the grip that he uses on the baseball.
And that's really a good pitch, and he uses it a lot. There's so much lack of speed when he throws it, the hitter's thrown off tight.
1-1 now to Terrio, the leadoff hitter. A .307 hitter with 2 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Two and one. We're asking Jason how he came up with that pitch. He said, he saw pictures of guys holding the ball like that, and then all of a sudden one day when he was a kid, his fingers started to grow and he was able to do it.
Well, whatever works. He goes at 6'5", long arms. It's great leverage. He has the ideal pitcher's body. Well, there he is gripping that ball.
Toward third and foul. And that'll leave him the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We've talked a good bit about his Vulcan changeup and his spike curve. Spike curve, by the way, is putting the index knuckle against the ball, the index finger knuckle, and it's what we used to know as the old knuckle curve. He calls it the spike curve. But he has a good fastball. That's his money pitch. That's the one he's throwing most of the time. There it is.
2-2 pitch hit into center field, and Muth doesn't have to move much for it, and that's out number 1.
Young is a terrific pitcher. He comes into this contest with a 9-1 record and a very, very respectable. Call it low. Call it very, very good. A 3.71 ERA. A lot of strikeouts, 118 strikeouts in 111 2/3 innings.
Here's Mike Fontenot. 353 average, 17 homers, 64 runs batted in. Hitting at even .500 here in Omaha. And looks at the pitch outside, ball 1. Skip Bertman calls Mike Fontenot the best defensive second baseman he's ever had at LSU.
Frank, we talked about the grip that he uses for that Vulcan curve. He grips it every pitch as he waits his sign from the catcher, Alvarado. That he won't vary that. Now, of course, when he goes into the glove, then he will take the grip for the fastball or the slider. Hard slider and curve.
Here's the fastball on the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike.
So the third base coach or the hitter cannot pick up the grip before he releases it. That's his reason.
Young is wide of the plate on that one. Fontenot has run the count now to 3 balls and a strike with Brad Cressy on deck. 1 pitch, it's the outside corner, and the count is full 3-2.
You mentioned a moment ago about Mike Fontenot, the hitter up at the plate now, as being the best second baseman that Skip Pertman feels he's ever coached, is really high praise.
3-2 pitch foul back.
Because he has had some outstanding second basemen in recent years. Let's start with Todd Walker. Todd Walker playing with the Minnesota Twins. And then Warren Morris, who we featured on the opener, hitting that game-winning home run 3 years ago. And there are others there that have been All-American second basemen. He calls this young man the best.
Off-speed line down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Fontenot makes the turn. He's going to go for 2. The throw is going to be close. He's in there.
He's in there with his hand. Yeah.
Well, he took that fastball the other way just perfectly down the left field line. The left fielder, Andy Toppin, got to it in a hurry. It was very close play at second base.
Impressive numbers on the season, but oh, how he has struggled here in Omaha.
And it's just eating his heart out, Greg. He wants so badly to help his team. He's got enormous strength, his senior catcher, Brad Cressy.
He's 1 for 10 with just 1 RBI. A good swing at that one. Fouls it off to the right side.
Well, Brad Cressy has set a high precedent for himself in 1999, 302, only 10 home runs, 2000, 30 dingers. Last year he was hampered by a fractured hand that he suffered earlier in the spring.
Another good cut at a Jason Young offering, and he fouls it back, and he's down in the count 0-2.
Brad Cressy broke his hand in '99 in February and played with it throughout. Well, he took some time off, of course, for treatment, but then he began to get in the lineup a little early, and that hand bothered him all the way. So his power numbers were way down last year. This year they're up where you would expect this extremely strong Brad Cressy to be.
He'd just like to get untracked here in Omaha as Young looks like Fontenot back to second base. There is Mark Cressy. 24 years, a coach with the Dodgers. And a proud papa. Down the right field line, foul.
Yeah, Cressy is getting some really good rips up there, Greg. Jason Young is challenging him with the fastball, and Cressy looks completely ready. He's just missing. Those 3 foul balls that he has hit in this at-bat were very, very close to being right on target. Young has a good fastball.
0-2 pitch. Up high, ball 2 strikes.
There's an 87-mile-an-hour fastball by Jason Young. And normally, he's up there in the low 90s.
What are the benefits of hanging around the Dodgers? Well, Brad Cressy's godfather is Tom Lasorda.
That's right.
Do the jokes ever stop? 1-2 pitch. Inside, caught him, and he's on base.
Jason Young had an open base, and he's trying to get inside now on Brad Cressy. We'll see the pitch. It's another fastball, and it gets way inside. Here comes the fastball now, and it just gets Cressy on the right wrist. Got him just in there on the right wrist, lower forearm. Here we'll see it. He takes it for the team here. Ouch. So it's first and second now, 1 out.
And here is Brad Hawpe. 3 home runs here in Omaha and a .500 batting average. Upside corner, strike 1.
Jason Young jumped ahead of this hitter, Brad Hawpe. This is the prettiest swing I've seen on the LSU team. Brad Hawpe has perfect technique, perfect fundamentals, keeps his hands back, short stride.
Looks at that one outside. The count is even at a ball and a strike. So both pitchers with a bit of a problem in the first inning.
Jason Young struggling to get out of this inning. We're in the bottom of the first.
The first base line and fouled. And there is a bit of a drizzle falling now here in Omaha.
Jason Young is standing out there challenging the LSU hitters. He's faced Cressy a moment ago with good fastballs. Now he's unloading here on Brad Hopp. So he's not stepping back. He's not giving in a bit. Jason Young continuing to go with his good fastball.
Two pitch. Off speed, got him swinging.
Just as I said, he's continuing to go with fastball. He pulled that good changeup out.
Fine defensive play in the top of the inning. And with 2 on and 2 out here in the first, and he cuts at the first pitch, and this is strike one.
Blair Barbier is the acknowledged captain of the LSU team. 4-year starter. Actually was a freshman All-American at second base 4 years ago. Now he moved over to third as a sophomore, and he's playing All-American type ball there.
Fastball outside, even the count of the ball and a strike. Barbier, .338 hitter on the year with 8 home runs and 48 runs batted in. Two and one.
There's the hard slider. Trying to get that in for a strike to Barbier. Jason Young has those 3 pitches that he depends on. The good fastball, high 80s, low 90s. The good changeup that he just struck out Brad Hopp with, and then this good hard slider.
2-1 pitches in there, 2 and 2. And Jason Young's dad, Terry, an interested spectator.
There are so many parents and loved ones here to see their sons play in this tremendous College World Series. It's a great family atmosphere all around the ballpark.
2-2 pitch. We'll do it again.
Blair Barbier kept his weight back very well on that. I believe that was the changeup, and it was up in the strike zone. He had a good rip at it, pulled it foul. And the changeup is most effective, of course, when you keep it down in the strike zone, somewhere around the knees. Jason Young slipped with that one.
2-2 pitch again, nubbed. Great stop by Jason Young. Will trot it over the first base.
If Raising Cane's secret cane sauce was the end zone, no one would ever lose a game. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Go for the win this game day with Cane's. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of the New Orleans Saints. One love.
This year, our everyday purchases created adventures right here at home. Like Couch Cove, Mount Staircase, Living Room Lodge. Use your American Airlines MasterCard and get miles closer to the trip you promised. And start something priceless.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
We believe in coffee that opens more eyes to Black business. Make-believe made for everyone. A wave of confidence. A lighter load on the planet. Flavors that set a new course. And 100 shades of beautiful. We believe in good we can all afford.
After being a part of millions of love stories, at K, we believe that nothing should get in the way of love. Get 20 to 40% off all engagement, wedding, and anniversary rings. Only at Kay Jewelers.
Chris O'Riordan, Andy Topham, Eric Van Zant to face Brian Talent. And O'Riordan rips down the left field line, foul.
Both pitchers worked out serious jams in that first inning. Talent left 2 men on base after a leadoff double. And Jason Young pitches out with 2 men on base in his half of the inning. Here we are in the second half, or second inning, excuse me.
Talent gets it in there, called strike 2. Chris O'Riordan, leading hitter at 365 for this Stanford team. This young man was a walk-on.
This is a great story of perseverance, hanging in there. Played very, very little as a walk-on, as a freshman, sophomore, and now he's had a breakthrough year in his sophomore year. Leading hitter.
Marquis says, well, the guy walks in, you got to tell him that his chances are very, very slim, and he said, Coach, I want to do it. Not only did he want to do it, he went out and proved he could do it. Inside, 2-2.
Interestingly, he has a twin brother that walked in with him in his freshman year and asked for a tryout on the team. The pitcher, the twin brother who was a pitcher, decided not to do it. Chris O'Riordan did it, and here he is starting leading hitter in the College World Series.
And rips a base hit up the middle into center field past the diving Ryan Theriot, a former infielder, playing left field for Mark Marquis these days. He's at the plate. Topham hitting .325, 6 home runs, 33 runs batted in. And has been a red-hot hitter for Stanford the last month or so. Pitches outside, 1-0.
The other night against Louisiana Lafayette, who jumped out to a 6-0 lead on Thursday night's game. In the first inning, Andy Topham got them back in the game in the bottom of the second with a bases-loaded home run to bring it to. They had scored 1 run earlier, so then it was 6-5. We went on to win easily, 19 runs as a matter of fact they scored against that pitching. But Topham keyed it with a bases-loaded home run on Thursday night. This young man, Andy Topham, sophomore left fielder.
And this time O'Riordan dives back in.
Mark Marquis does not run much at his straight steal of second base.
Foul back.
Mark Marquis prefers to have his hitters move the runners with a hit and run, perhaps a bunt, but rather than steal the base straight away.
No one on the Stanford team with more than 10 stolen bases, but Chris O'Riordan out there is a perfect 7 out of 7.
Yes, he'll run at certain times. And but right now, with nobody out and a left-hander on the mound, I'd rather think he will not attempt to steal.
Talent with the move to first.
Talent has a pretty good move also, and he's surely throwing over there a lot, isn't he, Greg? He's making sure that, in this case, O'Riordan doesn't get too big a lead.
Here's my gauge for lefties. When you think they've committed a balk and they haven't, that's a good move.
They don't call very many on the left-hander.
1-1 pitch fouled off, a ball and 2 strikes.
You pointed out earlier, Greg, arguably, and I don't think it's arguably, I think it's a definite fact, the team of the 80s was the Stanford Cardinals. The team of the 90s, their opponent today, the LSU Tigers. Those are the 2 prominent, storied teams in the last 20 years in college baseball.
First base. Well, if they're going to run on Brian Talent today, they're going to have to do some studying. That's a pretty good move.
Yes, and he varies it. He throws from the stretch sometimes, throws other times as he's coming down to the stretch.
And he got it on the move. Throw down to second, and he's out.
was an interesting pickoff. The runner, Chris O'Riordan, was actually guessing with Brian Talent. He had to sign, you go, and guess that he's going to home plate because he has the effective move, but he gave him the hang move. Talent gave him the hang move, lifted his right leg, saw that he was going, and quick made the adjustment to throw over to first base. A left-hander is very capable of doing that. Most left-handers are, and Brian Talent did it. And there he goes. He's guessing with him, hoping he goes to the plate. Instead, he was picked off.
Ground ball between short and third. Barbier has it, throws out.
If he gets a ground ball from Handy Topham later in the game, he's going to take a little more urgency to get to that. Look at that hat.
Yeah, I was asking him about that cap yesterday. There's a call strike to Eric Van Zandt.
There's the play now. There's the ball and the foot hitting almost exactly together. First base umpire Al Davis rang him up for an out.
Ball and a strike. Talking with Blair Barbier about that cap. So you're going to get a new one? He goes, nah, it'll just turn out the same way once you get out there and start to sweat a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't admit it is superstitious, but I think that's a large part of it.
Drive in the left center field. This one ticketed for extra bases. Bounces on the track, rolls to the wall, and into second base with a double is Eric Van Zandt. Alvarado hitting at a .455 clip here in Omaha. Just the outside corner.
Greg, I think this young man is the backbone of the Stanford team and a large reason, big reason for their success this year. Damian Alvarado has caught every game. He's played in every game behind the plate. It takes a great deal of strength and durability. And he handles the pitchers beautifully and a pretty good hitter at the plate, as you pointed out.
That's a called strike. Mark was telling us yesterday he came to Stanford as a third baseman.
You know, Mark has done that. So has Skip Bertman. They have taken the talent that comes to them and adjusted their place on the team and put them in positions where they're most needed.
One pitch. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Full house at Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium. And a couple members of KISS on hand. 2 balls and a strike. 2-2. 79 miles an hour. You can tell how much talent took off of that pitch.
That was a good changeup. And Alvarado was way out ahead on his swing, off balance. Talent showing a pretty good command right now of the fastball, curve, and the changeup. He's getting them over more consistently than he did in the first inning.
2-2 to Alvarado. Strike 3 call. Drop third strike. The throw down to first. And the escape artist, Brian Talent, does it again here in the top of the second inning.
There's no such thing as a pretty eater.
You're a pretty messy eater.
I'm more of like a neat eater.
Edward can eat in the car, so nobody can see that. Oh my god.
How are you guys eating so slow? I'm almost done. No, you have a giant mouth.
This year, our everyday purchases created adventures right here at home. Like Couch Cove, Mount Staircase, Living Room Lodge. Use your American Airlines MasterCard and get miles closer to the trip you promised. And start something priceless.
We live in uncertain times. However, there is one thing you can be certain of. The men and women of the United States Postal Service. We are here to deliver your cards, packages, and prescriptions. And also deliver the peace of mind knowing that what's important to you, like your ballot, is on its way. Every day, all across America, we deliver for you. And we always will.
Pontiff looks at the first pitch. Ball 1. Pontiff, the designated hitter, .347, 7 home runs, 45 runs batted in, and the hottest hitter LSU had in the postseason.
Pontiff is just a freshman, a true freshman. And Skip Bertman feels he has the sweetest swing on the squad.
Foul ball, named the most outstanding player in the SEC tournament.
So he's making an impact right away as a freshman on this LSU championship type ball club. Kind of hard to do for a freshman. But he's done it.
1-2 pitch. That one stays outside. The count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chalked up a 441 batting average in regionals.
Pontiff is destined for third base next year. Came in recruited as a third baseman.
Counts full, 3-2.
But because of Blair Barbier being at third base, the captain of the team, 4-year starter, once again Skip Bertman made an adjustment in his lineup and put this fine young athlete into left field.
There's a drive hit deep to right center field. Off the wall. Pontiff into second, standing with a double. Here is Cedric Harris. Harris, the center fielder, 372 hitter on the season. Tried to bunt. Let's see if it caught his finger.
I believe his hand has just gone numb. And he's shaking it and massaging it, trying to get the feeling back into his hand. Skip and third base coach Bill Daly in there to tend to him. And I think one of the things that Skip may have said to him, of course he's most concerned about the possible injury, but he might have whispered in his ear, "You're bunting again." We'll see.
Pontiff at second with nobody out. 0-1 pitch coming to Cedric Harris. Swings away, base hit, right center field. Coming around to score is Pontiff, and LSU with a 1-0 lead.
And it also serves the purpose of quieting Jason Young down here after 2 straight hits.
The Stanford infield, John Gall at third, Eric Bruntlett at short, Chris O'Riordan at second, Craig Thompson at first. Swinging away, line drive, base hit, center field. Harris had to hold up and now advances to second base. 3 straight hits off of Jason Young.
First baseman Craig Thompson in on the grass, and watch the shortstop, Eric Bruntlett. He'll move in behind the runner now here in a moment.
Called strike.
Try to hold him close to second base.
In the bullpen is Justin Wayne. Mark was trying to decide yesterday between Justin Wayne and Jason Young. Decided to go with Young because of Wayne's experience coming out of the bullpen.
Yes, Justin Wayne, in his freshman year, he's now a junior, made 29 appearances, all in relief. So he's accustomed to coming in relief, whereas Jason Young is not.
0-1 pitch. There's the bunt, and it's a good one at the third base line. Ball throws on to first and got his man.
That was perfect execution by the bunter, Ray Wright. The corners are in for Stanford. First base and third baseman will make the play at the plate to a ground ball, for a ground ball to them. The middle, the shortstop and second baseman are going to get the hitter. They're back in their normal positions.
We were commenting between innings. There are a lot of people from LSU here.
Yes, they have a tremendous fan base. Best in the country in college baseball.
1-1. In fact, that's the big contribution Skip Bertman made to LSU when he went down there. All of a sudden, people are beginning to attend college baseball games.
But he has done such a great job. There we see a picture of Skip. 17 years ago, he came in and took a program that was deep in despair, hardly any kind of interest.
Rolled towards second. O'Riordan will have to play to first as the runner Harris comes home from third, and it's a 2-0 lead for LSU. On the play, Witten moves over to third. He is there with 2 out, and here's Mike Fontenot, who doubled in the first inning. Looks at ball 1.
We were talking a moment ago about Skip Burton, 17 years ago, going into LSU. He said when he got there were only two sports, football and spring football. And he had to gain the interest of those rabid fans and bring them over to the baseball side. And he's done that magnificently. He lead the nation in attendance year after year in college baseball.
Turn on him, Mike!
Jason Young has gone 2-0 on Fontenot with Brad Cressy on deck. That's called strike 2-1.
Jason Young came in with the slider there. He calls it a spike curveball, but essentially it's a real hard curveball, which becomes a slider. It doesn't break much, but breaks late and breaks sharply.
Big swing by Fontenot, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Jason Young really let the air out on that one. He threw it right by this good hitter, Mike Fontenot. Now he's guarding the plate with 2 strikes.
2-2 pitch. Popped up, back of second. O'Riordan and now Bruntlett, and Bruntlett makes the catch.
This year, our everyday purchases created adventures right here at home. Like Couch Cove, Mount Staircase, Living Room Lodge. Use your American Airlines MasterCard and get miles closer to the trip you promised. And start something priceless.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. How can I when you won't take it from me? You can go your own way, go your own way.
Your wireless, your rules. Only with Xfinity Mobile.
Thompson doubled to lead off the game back in the first inning. And bounces this one foul.
I'm very impressed with Brian Talbot. I know it's early, it's only the second inning, but I watched him pitch a week ago last night in the opening game here for Louisiana State. Big, gangly left-hander, kind of an unusual, funky motion. Very, very effective. It's tough to pick up, I would think, up there at the plate, because he's all arms and legs, elbows and knees. 6'7". Here we go. Let's watch that delivery.
Ripped into left field, and Thompson is 2 for 2.
Craig Thompson is not befuddled by that delivery, apparently, but he's nailed that ball twice now for the double in the first inning and line drive single to left here just a moment ago. Mark Marquis calls Craig Thompson his most dependable and consistent hitter.
So Thompson on at first now, and here's Bruntlett, who drew a base on balls in the first inning. That was tight for ball 1.
You'll see Bruntlett just barely getting out of the way of this, representing the tying run. Maybe he should have kept that hip in a little bit longer and gained his way to first base.
Line foul. Sure, Gary, everybody likes to play the college championship game with a bruised hip.
Well, that's an instinctive move to try to get out of the way. I'm not holding him accountable for anything other than the best intentions, but with nobody out and the runner already at first, if he could get himself on for the heart of the order again, Muth, Gall, and Borchert would have something going.
LSU 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Stanford no runs, 4 hits, no errors. Talent with the move to first. Craig Thompson, 7 steals and 10 tries this year. As we said earlier, Stanford not a big running ball club. 2-1.
Brundtland is one of the hitters that Mark Marquis depends on to move the runners at first base or second base, wherever they happen to be. He's a good contact hitter. He's a good bunter. Can handle the bat very well. So let's see what he can do here now here in the 3rd inning.
Talent over the first. I believe I might have said LSU not a big running ball club. Stanford not a big running team. Hit in the air, left field. Jeremy Whitten with the catch, and that's the first out of the inning. Against Brian Talent. In the dirt. And a nice stop by Brad Crescent.
First pitch to Muth, this time at bat now, was a breaking pitch down in the dirt, went for a ball. In the first inning, Talent was trying to get his stuff together on the mound. He just threw fastballs to Muth and actually blew him away.
You can hear the oomph from Brian Talent as he released the fastball. Ball on the strike.
Well, Edmund Muth, the leading power hitter on the Stanford team, is generally a pretty good hitter against the left-handed pitcher. He's having a hard time with Brian Talent today. He's expected to step directly toward the base to which he's throwing. That's first base, of course, but he stepped pretty much almost toward home there.
Hit deep to right field. Ray Wright back to the wall. And caught it! Came down with it. Throw back to the infield.
Here it is now. He leaps, and you see that he takes that ball away from the fan. That was clearly a home run. Ray Wright is not all that big, and he jumped like a power forward in the NBA. Look at there how high he got.
That wall is 7 feet out there. So with 1 on and 2 out now, here is John Gall, who bounced into a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Swings and fouls the first pitch down the third base line. Edmund Muth was that close to making this a tie game.
And we had just a glimpse on the screen there of the pitcher, Brian Talent, throwing his arms up and exalting over that great catch just as he brought it down.
0-1 pitch is outside, a ball on a strike. Edmund Muth wondering how I could have gotten about another half a foot. Lined into left field, base hit. Thompson is on at second, Gall at first, and Joe Borchard, who went down swinging to end the first inning with 2 runners aboard, finds himself in the same position here. First pitch swinging, fly ball, right field. Ray Wright, with considerably less effort on this one, pulls it in.
If Raising Cane's secret cane sauce was the end zone, no one would ever lose a game. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Go for the win this game day with Cane's. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of the New Orleans Saints. One love.
We live in uncertain times. However, there is one thing you can be certain of. The men and women of the United States Postal Service. We are here to deliver your cards, packages, and prescriptions. And also deliver the peace of mind knowing that what's important to you, like your ballot, is on its way. Every day, all across America, we deliver for you. And we always will.
You took me in and you wrapped your arms around me for days.
After being a part of millions of love stories, at K, we believe that nothing should get in the way of love. Get 20 to 40% off all engagement, wedding, and anniversary.
First base umpire Al Davis says Cressy did not go around. It's ball one. Remember, Cressy came up swinging from the heels his first trip against Jason Young.
Well, he's been itching to get back up there again. He had some terrific rips the first time.
Fastball is in there, 1-1.
Jason Young has thrown, that's his 49th pitch here in the bottom of the third inning, which is a lot for Jason Young. He generally has such excellent control. He'll get by normally with a 12 or 15 pitch inning. But he's up there quite a bit more than that.
2-1. Well, LSU had 2 runners on in the first with a double and a hit batsman. Had 3 hits in the 2-run second inning. One pitch to Cressy. 2-2.
Good slider. Cressy still had a pretty good beat on it, Greg. He's got these pitches timed. He's looking for the fastball. Most power hitters do. But he had a good pitch at that, or a good swing at that slider.
Full count now, 3-2.
Jason Young is going to have to throw a strike here. He does not want another leadoff man to get on base. That happened last inning in the second inning. Wally Pontiff doubled off of him and it led to 2 runs. To get this first hitter, it's so important.
Ball 4.
Here's a replay of that long home run, or almost a bid for home run by Edmund Muth. There's Ray Wright timing it, makes the play. And the fans are thinking, oh, man, give me another shot at that. And LSU team and fans are saying, eat your heart out. We want our outfielder to make that play, not you.
Cressy is on first. Here's Brad Hawpe. Next ball strike. Justin Wayne continues to throw down in the bullpen for Stanford.
Walking the leadoff hitter a moment ago, Jason Young threw 3-2 pitch to Cressy, walked him. That's a bit of a signal to Mark Marquis and Tom Kunis, the pitching coach. Maybe Jason Young certainly doesn't have his best control, we can tell that. Wonder about his stuff. They know better than we do, but they have Justin Wayne up now. He's pitching pretty, warming up pretty earnestly down there.
Outside, 1-1. Brad Hawpe, 1 2-base hit away from an NCAA record for doubles. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Look at the names on that list. Joe Carter, Wichita State.
Familiar names. Joe Carter there, 34. Great player for Wichita State back in the late 70s and 80s.
And Young has fallen behind now, 3 balls and a strike.
Well, this is very troublesome to the Stanford coaching staff that their ace, Jason Young, is not more consistent with his pitches, and he's missing and getting himself into jams here. Already down 2-0.
Plate umpire Scott Graham issuing what appeared to be something of a warning to the LSU dugout.
I think what he was doing, Greg, was getting the players back off the top lip. That ball's in play on the top lip of the dugout, and they shouldn't be sitting there.
Hawpe fouls it back, and the count is full at 3-2. Of course, the players haven't moved.
No. It's okay to have their feet there because they can move those feet in a hurry if there's a play that occurs over there, foul ball or a wild throw. But they can't be seated on the dugout. I think that's what home plate umpire Scott Graham had in mind.
Full count pitch. Foul back.
This is a very critical pitch for the Stanford defense, particularly for Jason Young, the pitcher. Does not want to walk yet another player here in the bottom of the third. He's already walked Cressy. Trying to make him hit the ball.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Caught the inside corner. Hawk thought it was ball 4. And he goes down on strikes for the second time today.
Well, it looked from up here as it had the inside corner, and it appears from that angle that it does too. Let's take a look at this angle now. Yes, with 2 strikes, that had the inside corner. Certainly was high enough. Had the inside part of the plate, and Hop has no complaint there. Strike 3 called. Big out for Jason Young and for the Stanford defense.
Here's Barbier, the third baseman. Looks at the breaking ball outside, ball 1. You mentioned Mark Marquis and his staff probably a little distressed, and probably most disconcerting is Jason Young is falling behind a lot of hitters.
Yes, he is. Once again, he's behind Blair Barbier. Pointed out. There's a strike.
1-1.
I'm so impressed with Blair Barbier and what he's done for the LSU team in 4 years. He has started 255 out of a possible 273 games in his 4 years.
May have worn the same cap in each and every one of them.
Yeah, we had a glimpse of that hat back an inning or so ago. It stained so deeply with sweat. But he's not going to give it up.
Oh, it probably has its own seat on the plane. Toward third. Gall to second for 1. The replay. Double play. And a fine play at second base by Chris O'Riordan.
If Raising Cane's secret cane sauce was the end zone, no one would ever lose a game. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Go for the win this game day with Cane's. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of the New Orleans Saints. One love.
We live in uncertain times. However, there is one thing you can be certain of. The men and women of the United States Postal Service. We are here to deliver your cards, packages, and prescriptions. And also deliver the peace of mind knowing that what's important to you, like your ballot, is on its way. Every day, all across America, we deliver for you. And we always will.
This year, our everyday purchases created adventures right here at home. Like Couch Cove, Mount Staircase, Living Room Lodge. Use your American Airlines MasterCard and get miles closer to the trip you promised. And start something priceless.
You took me in and you wrapped your arms around me for days.
After being a part of millions of love stories. At K.
Throw is on the inside of the base. Stretch to get it to make the play.
Hit deep but foul down the left field line.
I wonder which team will survive this tense time and come out of this game as the champion of the College World Series in 2000.
0-2 on O'Riordan. At least you don't have to eat any bugs.
Yeah, I'd much rather be here, Greg, than on that island.
You don't have to eat any rats.
Might be well done. Who knows? How do you like your rat?
Distant?
Yeah, there you go.
0-2 to Riordan. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, you got to pull for Chris O'Riordan. You talked earlier in his first
Those are not rats, by the way, Jerry. Those are,
no.
That's the good stuff.
Oh, that timing was not good. We know about that. That's good food.
Off the fist, down the third baseline. Barbier on the run.
He gave it his best, didn't he?
A ball and 2 strikes to Chris O'Riordan, leading off the top of the 4th for Stanford. Line in the left field, base hit. O'Riordan makes the turn and will hold with the single, his second of the day and 2 trips to the plate. Last time O'Riordan was on, Talent picked him off. He broke from first and was thrown out at second. That goes down as a caught stealing. The first time this year O'Riordan has been nailed.
At that time, the score was 0-0. And O'Riordan got picked off. There's a strike now to Topham. But now O'Riordan has an altogether different responsibility at first base. He cannot get picked off. It would be the worst thing that could happen to a base runner because the tying run is at play now. They're down 2-0. And O'Riordan definitely is going to be very, very careful to not get picked off. Give his teammates a chance to try to get on the board here.
Topham stands in 0 for 1. Fouls this one off. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Teams that have won consecutive titles: Texas, Southern Cal with that huge run in the early 70s, Stanford and LSU.
Those 4 teams just on the screen are the premier teams in college baseball. Have been that way for years.
1-2 now to count to Andy Topham.
Actually, I shouldn't say for years because the LSU success began 17 years ago with Skip Bertman's arrival on the LSU campus. Of course, I don't want to forget Miami either. I'll be getting some phone calls from my friends down at the University of Miami and Arizona State and our own University of Arizona program.
Coach by the name of Frazier might have your number and dial it.
Ron is listening too. He's watching. Sorry, Ron. It was just a momentary lapse. There are other teams, of course, that have made great strides year after year are contending. But those 4 we saw a moment ago lead the way.
2-2 pitch. Base hit left field. O'Riordan will stop at second. Van Zandt double. Back in the second inning. His only other trip to the plate.
You could almost predict that Brian Tallett would fake a pickoff move to second base with a spin move to see if the hitter, Eric Van Zandt, would give indication that he was bunting. This is a possible bunt situation. It's early in the game, 4th inning, and Stanford has every hope of at least tying, getting close, getting 1 run on the board and then getting the tying run into scoring position. So the bunt could very likely happen.
Despite the fact that Van Zandt is a .382 hitter with runners in scoring position. Wasn't squaring there. Took ball 1.
Well, he might have been setting up the defense too. When he saw Tallett spin to second, knowing what was in his mind to try to force the hitter into indicating what he's going to do, he might have deliberately showed bunt knowing that he wasn't going to bunt and draw the first and third baseman in a little bit more. Very interesting.
Now he does square. Foul ball. Crescent pounced on the ball and made the force out at third, but it's a foul ball. 1-1 pitch. No bunt showed, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Here's the bunt now. You'll see that that ball is definitely in foul territory. That's a great angle by our cameraman, by our crew. Presti can't make anything for granted, though. He's got to assume that that ball is fair and follow through with the play, which he did.
2-1. Fouled it off, 2-2. Chris O'Riordan is out at second. He led with a single. Andy Topham followed with a base hit. He's on at first. Stanford down 2 runs, but has shown tremendous come-from-behind capability here in Omaha. 2-2 pitch. Inside, and the count is full.
Hard breaking ball inside. That's a tough pitch to lay off with 2 strikes. Started over the plate and then broke down and in around the knees. And Van Zandt had a good look at it. Took it for ball 3. There's a few of us who have been swinging at that one, Greg.
Full count pitch. Runners go. Hit in the air, left field. Whitten coming on. Terrio going out. It's Whitten with the catch. Missed the outside That's O'Riordan on at second. And over at first is Andy Topham. Outside, 2-0.
Well, there's Skip. You watch him give the signals now to Brad Cressy. He's sitting over there, hiding out in the corner of the dugout. Everything comes from Skip, even the attempted pickoffs. He will signal. To Cressy, Cressy will give the sign to the pitcher.
2-0 pitch. Rip foul past first. Talent about to deliver the 74th pitch of the day for him. And clipped him on the arm, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, Alvarado, you'll see it here in a moment. Alvarado spun out of the way, but just nicked his uniform shirt. You'll see here, it just gets him on the right shirt. I don't think it even hit any part of the flesh or didn't leave any kind of mark. Just got a red stripe on his sleeve there.
You can tell it hit the way the ball hit in Brad Cressy's glove.
Yes, it deviated a little bit. Of course, the hitter, Alvarado, was helping the umpire make that call too. Because now the base is loaded and the tying run is at second base. So Talent is in a big jam, protecting that 2-0 lead.
O'Riordan at third, Topham at second, Alvarado on at first. Craig Thompson with a double and a single. Steps up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Stanford left 2 runners on in the first, 1 in the second, 2 more in the third. And Brian Talent looking for a double play ball.
As you pointed out, Greg, Stanford is threatened in every inning. And this is their most serious of the 4 threats. Bases loaded, less than 2 out.
Missed with the breaking ball, ball 1.
And the hottest hitter on the team at the moment up at the plate, Craig Thompson. Talent wanted that pitch. So did Cressy. Cressy's turning now and talking to the umpire, Scott Graham. They thought that might have gotten the inside corner. Falling behind Craig Thompson here with the bases loaded and only 1 out is big-time trouble for Talent.
Line, but foul down the left field line.
Talent is staying inside with Craig Thompson. That must be the scouting report on him that Skip Bertman and his staff have put together on Craig Thompson, because continually they're pounding him inside.
You better keep it pretty far inside. Two balls and a strike. Hit deep to left field. Way back. It is gone.
Wow. Bases loaded, home run. Craig Thompson, 3rd hit of the game and 3rd line shot. This hardly got 20 feet off the ground, it appeared, and into the left field bleachers for a bases loaded home run and a 4-2 lead. And what a celebration at home plate. Here's the pitch. It's a little up in the zone. Fastball. Craig Thompson drives it once again for the 3rd time in a row today off Brian Talent's fastball. He hit a line shot, this time with bases loaded, 4-2.
Craig Thompson with a double in the first, a single in the third. Make sure the Cardinal doesn't strand runners here in the fourth. At least not the 3 that were on base.
That gets the bullpen active down there in the left field corner for the LSU Tigers.
0-1 pitch, base hit left field. So Bruntlett with his first hit of the day. Stanford has taken a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 4th inning on the grand slam home run by Craig Thompson. Changeup and Muth was way out in front of him.
That's a good pitch to start off on. Most of the base hits and well hits this inning have come off of fastballs. And Muth may have been looking for yet another one, and Talent very wisely pulled a string on him. He was way out ahead of him.
Bruntlett is back at first. O'Riordan and Topham led with singles to start the fourth inning off. Van Zandt flied to left. Alvarado was hit by a pitch to load the bases. Thompson lined one into the seats and left. And Bruntlett followed with a single.
That's 2 pickoff attempts over at first base by Talent, probably for 2 reasons. Bruntlett is a good runner. He's leading their team in stolen bases, but also to give the bullpen a little more time to warm up.
Outside corner, 0-2 to Muth. He just absolutely muscled up for 3 home runs out here. Swing fouled at the plate. Muth with 6 home runs owns the record here in Omaha. Ryan Barthélemy, who had a heck of a showing for Florida State here. Marshall McDougal as well. J.D. Drew, Florida State.
That's quite a distinguished career record, and all of those guys deserve a real applause. To hit home runs is tough enough, and to do that many times in the College World Series is really good work.
0-2 pitch to Muth. In the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes. What a stark contrast in the dugouts from an inning ago when the Stanford dugout was so quiet. Now every member of the Cardinal up on the top steps, swinging a foul off the first baseline.
Well, the Stanford team is very, very intense, which is it's a following of Mark Marquis, who's perhaps the most intense coach I have ever met, I've ever seen, or coached against. Mark is on his feet a lot. There you see him sitting on that little bucket there, giving the signs to his hitters, but he is very vocal, very verbal, always in the game, very intense.
Pitches outside, and the count is even to Muth at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Make that 86 pitches now for Brian Talent. And there's only 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning.
An extraordinarily high number of pitches for the lefty.
Throw to first.
Count the number of pickoffs over there at first base too. He's well over 100.
Craig Thompson, author of the Grand Slam home run a few minutes ago. 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Second time today, Muth goes down swinging.
Looks like a high slider, a high breaking pitch. Here's Talent's delivery now. Muth protecting the plate. It is up in the zone, and it is some kind of a breaking pitch, a slider perhaps. We'll see him offering at the high pitch. He just can't catch up with that high pitch. That's a tough one to hit. Muth goes down for the second time.
So here's John Gall, the cleanup hitter, and a snap throw to first. That is now 18 throws over to first from Brian Talent. Couple that with 87 throws to the plate. We'll count those over first. I just change it.
Okay. There's yet another. Now, mind you, those signals are all coming for the pickoff. That is, they're all coming from Skip Bertman. He's concerned with 2 outs. The runner, Eric Bruntlett, is a very good base stealer. Now, remember that Mark Marquis doesn't steal a lot, but only with certain players. Will he run? This is a good time to run with 2 outs, and there's the 3rd pickoff attempt in a row. So if he's going to steal, he's going to have to do it off a pretty good move.
Ball cuts and misses. John Gall needs just 2 hits to tie Keith Moreland for the most base hits in College World Series history. 0-1 pitch. Missed the outside corner. Count is even to the ball and strike.
Well, if Gall were to do that, he would add yet another record to an already illustrious list. He holds the Pac-10 record for career base hits, obviously the Stanford record as well, and for at-bats.
Called strike, a ball and 2 strikes now.
We may see Bruntlett try to steal now with Talent ahead of the hitter. Gall at the plate. It'd be a good time to attempt the steal. If he's thrown out, they could lead off with a pretty good hitter in John Gall next inning.
Bruntlett, the Stanford stolen base leader with 10 of them in 12 attempts. Talent has proven himself a tough left-hander to run on. There he goes, and he's picked off. Throw down is high and into left field. The throwing error from Brad Hopp allows the runner to make it into second base.
But once again, Talent does a terrific job of hanging in his motion to see if the runner Bruntlett takes off. Now, he was probably going to go to the plate there, but when he went into his stretch and lifted his leg, he saw that Bruntlett took off, and he just adjusted and threw over to first, and Hopp threw the ball away to allow him to slide in safely. Otherwise, he'd have been out by a long way.
Throw back to second.
Safe.
And he's in. And I may have jumped the gun too soon. I gave Brad Hopp an error, but an error has not yet gone up on the board.
It may go as a stolen base. The official score or lose prize, one of the best I've ever seen.
Hit hard in the center field. Harris is there, however, and makes the catch.
Nachos come with rules, like don't take the fully loaded chips, don't hog the guac, and never take the last one. But with the $5 Grande Nachos box from Taco Bell, you can break all the rules, because this meal's all yours.
We live in uncertain times. However, there is one thing you can be certain of. The men and women of the United States Postal Service. We are here to deliver your cards, packages, and prescriptions. And also deliver the peace of mind knowing that what's important to you, like your ballot, is on its way. Every day, all across America, we deliver for you. And we always will.
This year, our everyday purchases created adventures right here at home. Like Couch Cove, Mount Staircase, Living Room Lodge. Use your American Airlines MasterCard and get miles closer to the trip you promised. And start something priceless.
You took me in and you wrapped your arms around me for days.
After being a part of millions of love stories. At K.
To face Jason Young. Ball 1. And Justin Wayne back up and throwing in the Stanford bullpen. With the high pitch count and the way things were going in that last inning, I think it'd be a surprise if Brian Talent came out for the next inning for LSU, don't you, Jerry?
I think so, too. And in keeping with what you say, he's thrown a lot of pitches, but he's also been getting ripped. Last inning, there were 4 shots hit off of him, resulted in the last one being the home run.
There's a foul ball off the bat of Pontiff.
So we'll see.
4 earned runs, 9 hits, struck out 4 and walked 1.
Come back, Tigers.
Hit hard to center field. Muth right there for the second straight at bat. Pontiff gets the ball solidly. This time it's an out. To remind you, Sunday, tomorrow on 60 Minutes. Cops and Robbers for real with a twist you'll find hard to believe. That's why it's on 60 Minutes Sunday.
That's a great program. I'm a 60-minute fan. 60 Minutes on the CBS station. A lot of information.
Don't say that. All those guys will just get a big head.
Well, we'd prefer a little more sports, perhaps, but they sure do great.
I mean, Ed Bradley and Mike Wallace and Wally Safer, they'll all say, "Did you hear what Jerry said on television?"
Well, I think I represent millions of people who tune in and watch that great show on CBS.
1-0 pitch. Harris cuts and misses, a ball and a strike.
That was really a weak swing by Cedric Harris, and it might be that right hand, Greg, is still bothering him. When he offered up to bunt in the second inning, he took that off the bat.
Loops this one, back of second, shortstop out, and Bruntlett makes the catch.
Good play by Eric Bruntlett. Remember, going out, he also has to be aware that Muth is coming in. Look at that hat. We have to increase the budget at these two schools. There's Bruntlett now reaching. He's thinking, I hope Muth doesn't run me down here on this ball. But he knows pretty clearly. Probably Muth told him, take it, take it, take it. Great play by shortstop Eric Bruntlett for the second out.
So 2 up and 2 gone quickly here in the bottom of the fourth for LSU. And here's Jeremy Witten. That's outside, ball 1.
This is just what Mark Marquis and Tom Kunis, pitching coach, were hoping for after getting 4 runs on the board and taking the lead for their pitcher Jason Young to go out and get some quick outs. And they got 2 quick ones, and then he hit Witten with a pitch here.
Second batter hit by Jason Young today.
Well, let's really discuss Jason Young with 2 quick outs. It's a changeup. He's certainly not trying to hit him. He threw a changeup, just got away from him. And Witten, very wisely, just hung in there and took it because they need base runners now.
Vulcan change went off to the transporter room for that one.
The old Vulcan change, yeah.
So Witten is on, and here's Ray Wright with a sacrifice in the second inning and the defensive play of the day, robbing Edmund Muth of a home run back in the top of the third. Jason Young didn't appear to have lost much off his fastball.
No, he's throwing hard, and he has good stuff. Now, he's throwing a lot of pitches also, not as many as Talent. But here in the bottom of the fourth, he's thrown far more than he normally does at this stage of the game, but he's still throwing plenty hard.
Ball 2.
Jeremy Witten at first base with 2 outs. We'll be careful he's not picked off. He has the green light. Skip Bertman told us yesterday that Witten and Wright and Fontenot have the green light. They can run when they're light.
That's called strike 2 and 1.
But I think probably they also have a sign from Skip that said, hey, don't run on this one. Here's the pitch. Outside, it appears.
That would appear to me. 2-1. 2-2. 77 pitches now thrown by Jason Young.
Well, he's approaching an average, of course, if my math is right. I can't assure anybody that it is. But he's nearing an average of 20 pitches per inning, which has got to give concern and to his coaching staff. That's a lot.
Don't look at me for confirmation.
Where's my calculator? All this crew here, all these technicians, all this help, and nobody has a calculator to help me with my math.
No one can divide 77 by 4.
I said approaching an average of.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Back up the middle. Oh, nice grab by Jason Young, almost in self-defense.
Nachos come with rules, like don't take the fully loaded chips, don't hog the guac, and never take the last one. But with the $5 Grande Nachos box from Taco Bell, you can break all the rules, because this meal's all yours.
Right now, AARP's work is more important than ever. Access to health care, affordable prescription drugs, opportunities to save for the future. That's what AARP fights for, because that's what everyone deserves.
We live in uncertain times. However, there is one thing you can be certain of. The men and women of the United States Postal Service. We are here to deliver your cards, packages, and prescriptions. And also deliver the peace of mind knowing that what's important to you, like your ballot, is on its way. Every day, all across America, we deliver for you, and we always will.
Borchard fouls it at the plate. Look at some of the double-letter men at Stanford. John Elway. You know, Joe's not quite going to catch John Elway in the yardage passing department.
No, I guess not. What a record. What a record for John Elway, of course, but also for this young man that we have in the spotlight right now. If Borchard elects to pass up the pro offer, which will be very, very attractive when this is all over. He's drafted in the first round and play football this fall. He could well be the starting quarterback at Stanford.
Hit in the air, right center field. Ray Wright back on the warning track, looking up and makes the catch. A good long ride off the bat of Borchard. I think we're finding out that Ray Wright is not the man you want to hit it to.
No, he has good speed, we know that. He's probably the fastest runner on the Tiger team. But he goes a long way to get this ball. Here's the pitch, fastball up. And Borchard takes a shot at right center. He's still going now. He's on the warning track, and he's also calling off the center fielder, Cedric Harris. Harris was coming into the picture. Could have made the play also. It was that high.
Here's Chris O'Riordan, 2 for 2 with 2 base hits. And is down in the count. No balls and a strike.
I was saying earlier, Greg, when O'Riordan came to the plate last inning, you got to pull for this guy. He was a walk-on, played very, very little as a freshman, hardly at all. And then, in fact, he only played in 2 games last year for Stanford. Did not have a scholarship, was deep on the roster as a reserve. And earlier this year, he got a chance to play at second base because he's such a good hustler. Now he's a leading hitter on the team and playing an important role here in the College World Series championship game.
Hitting a crisp .428 here in Omaha. Ball in the dirt, 1-2 is the count.
And additionally, as Mark Marquis pointed out, he's playing flawless defense at second base. In fact, he bumped the best defensive infielder out to left field. That's Andy Topham, who follows him in the batting order. Andy Topham is regarded as the top defensive infielder on the team.
Talent misses down low. The count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitches thrown by Brian Talent. Line, left center field. Witten is there, however, and makes a catch. Does O'Riordan get the bat on the ball or what?
Yeah, that's 3 well hits for him in the game. He's 2 for 3 now. Retired that time on the ball. But what a good-looking hitter.
Yes, left-hander, right? Check swing, grounded foul up the third baseline.
Falcone, left-handed pitcher back about 20, 25 years ago. Sure, I remember him.
Oh, 1.
I remember a lot of pitchers. I remember them in my nightmares. Oh, no.
And they remember you.
Oh, they love me. Pitchers love me.
0-1 pitch. Oh, behind it.
Very discouraging, Greg. I come up to the plate, and I'd hear the manager holler from the dugout, "Don't walk this guy." Here's the replay now. That ball went behind the hitter, went behind Andy Topham. He was lucky to get out of the way. Quick feet.
1-1. Hit into center field. Harris coming on, and we'll watch it drop in front of him. Second hit of the day for Topham and the 10th overall for Stanford.
Well, he just got this on the end of the bat and flared it into center field just out of the reach of the shortstop, Terrier, right in front of Cedric Harris, the outfielder. Perfectly placed.
Here's Eric Van Zandt. A double in the second, the fly out to left in the fourth.
We just saw Tom Kunis, the pitching coach for Stanford, conferring with Justin Wayne. Justin Wayne on the bench there as if he's preparing to go in. Here we see it again. He's talking over the hitters. Now that may be for some future reference, maybe an inning or 2 later, but it might be that Justin Wayne is coming into the game. We'll see.
Towards short. Terrio on to first, and that'll do it.
Right now, AARP's work is more important than ever. We hear older Americans loud and clear, and that's why we fight for what they and their families need. Access to health care, affordable prescription drugs, opportunities to save for the future, ending age discrimination, a healthy, financially secure, fulfilling life. That's what AARP fights for, because that's what everyone deserves. Join us in fighting for what's right.
If Raising Cane's secret cane sauce was the end zone, no one would ever lose a game. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Go for the win this game day with Cane's. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of the New Orleans Saints. One love.
Oh, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can tell you.
Terrio, Fontenot, and Brad Cressy. For LSU, they trail by 2.
Well, Stanford won't lose a thing in bringing Justin Wayne in to pitch now in the 5th inning. He's very, very effective. The two of them are arguably the two best combination pitchers in the entire college baseball scene.
And Terrio with a weak swing and then a check swing.
But I wonder, Greg, why they took out Jason Young. True, he had thrown more pitches than he normally does, but he seemed to have good stuff. We see him there on the bench giving way to his teammate Justin Wayne. I hope his arm is not sore or tired.
A better cut at the ball and a nice hop for Eric Brent, but it's short and 1 out. Let's check in with Gary Apple. Gary.
All right, guys, we're sitting by with Dick Rockwell. He's the chairman of the NCAA Division I Men's Baseball Committee. Dick, I know this is the second year of the field of 64 since you expanded. Is it going as expected?
It's going much better than we expected. It's far exceeded anything that we'd hoped for. The players like it, the coaches like it, the fans like it, and I think it has really enhanced college baseball.
I would imagine, Dick, we heard for so many years the same names in college baseball: USC, Florida State, Miami, Arizona, and now we hear about teams like Louisiana Lafayette. So parity, I guess, has been created.
Much more parity in college baseball today. I think the road to Omaha with the new format is tougher. You have to go through a regional and then a super regional. And I think it's in the best interest of college baseball to see new faces here. And I think that the parity across the country is getting much better.
I know this is the last year of the deal to play the World Series here in Omaha. Do we expect to see it continue here?
One of the proudest things our committee's done the last couple of years is we have signed a new agreement, a 5-year agreement to stay here with the option to go 5 more. And I think every college baseball fan, coach, player, probably the best thing that's happened to us. As you can see here, we've been full all week long. This is where college baseball really belongs.
It's been a great tournament so far. Thanks, Dick.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Let's head back upstairs. Greg, back to you.
All right, Gary. First of all, congratulations to Dick Rockwell and his crew for a tremendous job. And boy, no truer words were ever spoken. This event doesn't belong anywhere else.
This is the place. This is the promised land for college baseball. Has been for 51 years. And it's just a terrific experience. The fans just throng here.
Jason Young in the dugout. Count on Mike Fontenot is 3-1. 3-2. And with the ice on his arm and his shoulder, Jason Young will sit down and watch the rest of the activities today. Full count pitch. Fouled off down the left field line.
Justin Wayne is really throwing hard. Of course, he's well rested. Both he and Jason Young were well rested by virtue of Stanford winning 3 straight games. They didn't have to be used a second time. So, and he's throwing very, very hard. He has a very good slider, a good changeup, but the fastball is a flat pitch.
Another pitch just got Mike Fontenot looking. 2 up and 2 gone, and we asked Justin Wayne to describe himself out on the mound. Here's what he said.
I think once I hit the field, it's a very competitive atmosphere. In big situations, I I tend to bear down a little bit and just go right after them, throwing strikes on the corners. That's something I've done, all year, and it's something I expect to do. I'm not going to throw it over the middle and give them a chance to hit. Every pitch is an out. And that's kind of how I look at it. When I get the opportunity to strike somebody out, I'll take advantage of it.
Well, he just got Mike Fontenot looking, and here's Brad Cressy. Hit by a pitch in the first inning, walked in the third, and a big cut there. 0-1.
Well, these two players, the pitcher Justin Wayne and the catcher Brad Cressy, were teammates in 1998 on the USA national baseball team. So they know one another real well. I know Justin Wayne quite well. He pitched again last year in the USA team, on which I coached. He throws his good slider to Brad Cressy, and he has just matured so very, very much and has every possibility of pitching big time in the big league someday.
Right now, AARP's work is more important than ever. Access to health care, affordable prescription drugs, opportunities to save for the future. That's what AARP fights for, because that's what everyone deserves.
If Raising Cane's Secret Cane Sauce was the end zone, no one would ever lose a game. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Go for the win this game day with Cane's. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of the New Orleans Saints. One love.
We live in uncertain times. However, there is one thing you can be certain of. The men and women of the United States Postal Service. We are here to deliver your cards, packages, and prescriptions. And also deliver the peace of mind knowing that what's important to you, like your ballot, is on its way. Every day, all across America, we deliver for you. And we always will.
Today tastes like we're a team. And it never tasted this good.
You took me in and you wrapped your arms around me for days.
After being a part of millions of love stories. At K.
Customary beach balls are showing up on the field now.
Down the first base line and fouled. Where is the nearest beach?
Oh, here in Omaha, the nearest beach. I think there's a quarry on the edge of town. We're a long way from a beach.
Well, Mark Marquis is not satisfied with a 2-run lead.
No, this game is very much in question here in the top of the 6th. And such explosive hitters on both teams, solid hitters, used to coming from behind. All these guys have had their chance at that.
Alvarado now with a ball and 2 strikes. Plate. Brian Talent has actually appeared to have gotten a little stronger since that grand slam home run.
Yes, he came back quite strongly after that. He threw the big one up to Craig Thompson for 4 runs. Then he gave up the hit to Eric Bruntlett, but then he struck out Muth, got Gall on an easy fly ball.
This one popped left side near the dugout. Barbier on the run, and it's in the dugout.
Got Gall to end the inning on a pop fly. Retired Borchert or Reardon gave up just a flare hit on a Texas leaguer to top him and got Van Zandt on the ground ball. So you're right, Greg. He's still pitching strongly.
Talent was in trouble most of the early way. That's outside, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Furthermore, Skip Burton has placed him out there and told him to go to work. He's relieved the bullpen. There's nobody warming up. Hodges wasn't warming up earlier, but he's sitting down now. So
2-2 pitch, line past Talent in the center field for a base hit. Jerry, he needs a 3-base hit here to match the great Jerry Kindle here in Omaha with the cycle.
Oh my, that's right. Well, more power to you there. You're having such a great day. Go ahead. Triple is the hardest to get, though. I guess I am rooting for him. I have. The record is history anyway, I think. That was 1956. For heaven's sakes, how long is that? So it's time for someone else to do that.
You were using a wooden bat.
A wooden bat, besides, yes.
Thompson trying to push a bunt up the first base line.
Well, he was actually going for a base hit bunt there. He wanted to push that ball past the left-handed pitcher, and that's a good play with Talent on the mound, throwing from the left side. His follow-through takes him off to the third base side of the mound. So if you can bunt past him on the first base side of the mound, he'll have an awfully tough time to get to that.
As Cressy goes out to talk to Brian Talent, Trey Hodges is up and throwing again down in the LSU bullpen.
But a leadoff hitter with a line drive single is perhaps a signal to Skip Bertman for some relief help. I just want to mention quickly, I was back to 56 in my dialogue a moment ago with you, Greg, and as Skip Bertman comes to the mound, it's time to say this. In 1956, among the teams here, besides Arizona, the University of Minnesota, which I played, Mississippi, there was also the University of Wyoming. And they were coached by a tremendous coach and a longtime friend of all of us in the baseball community, Bud Daniel. Bud is retired now, but just on Monday of this week, he had serious back surgery in Tucson. And he's watching the game, I'm sure, and would love to be here. He hasn't missed a College World Series for many, many years.
You're looking at Trey Hodges, senior right-hander from Spring, Texas, who has come on in relief for LSU. You look at his numbers, 48 strikeouts in 56 innings pitched. And Craig Thompson, the switch hitter, is now going to switch around and bat left-handed against the right-handed throwing Hodges.
Trey Hodges has appeared in 19 games. He's also had 6 starts. He has 2 saves for the LSU Tigers.
And that's a ball.
I did not see what he was doing. I was marking in my book, Greg. Did you?
We go all day long with Brian Talent questioning, and Trey Hodges, the first move he makes is a balk.
Yeah, how ironic that is. Well, here he is. He's looking over there because it's a good time to run. Well, you know, he was called on a balk earlier. I think this is the same guy that I saw earlier in the week. He doesn't step toward first. He just kind of spins on his left foot. He puts it down and spins on it without stepping toward first base. And that goes as a balk. And Skip Bertman did not protest, nor did Brad Cressy, the catcher. So they apparently reluctantly agree with the home plate umpire calling that ball.
Alvarado down to second, and Hodges gets a strike, and it's now 0-2. Remember, Thompson started this at bat from the right side of the plate, tried a bunt against Talent, and fouled it. And he's now in the hole 0-2. Right into the Stanford dugout.
Well, he knows his responsibility. Craig Thompson is expected now to pull the ball over to the right side of the infield, but that's overdoing it, don't you think? So, he turned on that pitch so hard, he drove it almost 90 degrees into the dugout over there. But he does want to advance his teammate, Damian Alvarado, over to third with a ground ball to the right side.
This one just protecting the plate and fouled it off to the left side. LSU with Jeremy Whitten in left, Cedric Harris in center, Ray Wright in right, Barbier, Terrio, Fontenot, and Hawk third to first. Cressy is behind the plate, and Trey Hodges on the mound with an 0-2 pitch. Protecting the plate again.
He's just trying to stay alive now at the plate, put the ball in play. If he can pull it, fine. But he certainly doesn't want to strike out. Somehow, some way, try to get his teammate over to third base. Hodges came in relief Thursday night, got the final 2 outs against Florida State. He's one of their key relievers.
This one pulled past first. So Thompson has been all over the place.
Fred Cressy just got a message from Skip Bertman on the bench to go out and say something to his pitcher, Trey Hodges. So he's out to the mound now.
Stop letting him hit the ball so hard.
There's Skip. Skip is trying to devise some way, Skip Bertman, of getting back in the game. This is a very, very big run for Stanford. To increase the lead from 2 runs to 3 runs really makes a big difference in strategy. It takes a lot away from your defense, what they can do against you. It gives you an added edge offensively.
Towards second, he gets the run over as Fontenot throws the runner out at first, and a nice job of hitting by Craig Thompson, and he'll get a suitable reception at the Stanford dugout. The best view of today's games from inside the Sanyo Lightship, flying overhead with its eye in the sky camera to bring you some great live shots of Omaha and the College World Series. Thank you, guys.
Well, that brings up to the plate Eric Bruntlett. He drove a hard line drive to left field the last time up. Now with Thompson at third base, the infield comes in, of course, to prevent the extra run from scoring. Ground ball in the infield that they can get to, they're going to come home.
Bruntlett has walked, fly to left, single to left. Misses there, and the count is even at a ball and a strike.
Oh, is that a good pitch, Greg? That was a slider that broke so sharply and so widely. And a good hitter up the plate, Eric Bruntlett. Had no chance on that one. Just waved at it as it went by.
1-1 pitch, missed, 2 balls and a strike.
It's not uncommon for Mark Marquis to try a squeeze play here. In this situation, 2-1 at the bat on the hitter.
In fact, that same pitch 2 pitches ago, hard slider, 2-2.
Well, that takes off any squeeze attempt now with 2 strikes.
Oh, come on, Coach. You never squeezed with 2 strikes?
I never did. No, I didn't have guts. But I know some coaches who have done it, and normally they wind up being successful. I don't know why. I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Here it comes.
Oh, my goodness. You called it, Greg. You did indeed.
And the pitch is fouled back. That's a strikeout. And Damian Alvarado will go back to third.
See, that's what would happen to me. With 2 strikes, Mark Marquis puts a squeeze on. He has a good bunter up the plate. Eric Bruntlett normally will get this ball down, but it's up in the zone, and he fouls it off. And here comes the runner down the line. Here we'll see the runner at third base. Alvarado breaking home with the delivery. Foul at the plate. Goes as a strikeout in the book. The runner returns to third.
Mark Marquis does indeed want that run for a 3-run lead. 2 out now with Alvarado at third, and here's Edmund Muth. 0-1. Tough day for Muth. Struck out swinging in the first and in the fourth, and flied out to right in the third. That was when Ray Wright took the home run away from him. In the air, back here behind the plate.
Edmund Muth is glad to see talent leave the game. He was having a hard time with the left-hander. Edmund Muth leading his Stanford team in home runs, RBI, hitting .303 at the plate. Clutch hitter.
One pitch on the way. Fouled back, a ball, 2 strikes. Edmund Muth has become quite the power hitter. He jumped from 6 to 22 days.
I remember when he came into Stanford as a freshman, he didn't have much power. And he didn't try to swing for the fences.
1-2 pitches outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's been a 4-year starter for Mark Marquis at Stanford and a good hitter all along, but not known for his power, as the graphic just showed. This year, he has turned it loose. He's been lifting weights or something.
Damian Alvarado sprinting off of third base. And it's the second time he's forced Trey Hodges to step off the rubber. 2-2 pitch. Inside, nice stop by Cressy, and the count is full 3-2.
Hodges has first base open. He won't give in to Edmund Muth here at the plate. He'll try to go for the strikeout or just miss for the ball 4. Put him on first.
Down and in, and Muth is on.
Well, this sets up now for Mark. Mark was first and third and 2 outs. The possibility of a double steal. Alvarado at third does not run very well. Muth at first base, pretty good run. If you could reverse those 2 runners, then you'd have something going for you. But I don't think he'll pull something with Damian Alvarado at third base. But like you said a moment ago, and we've agreed, that run is a huge run here in the top of the 6th.
Here's John Gall with a 307 average here in Omaha, but just 1 run batted in. And swung late on that pitch.
Well, I can see why Skip Burton has turned to Trey Hodges for relief. He comes in with a tremendous assortment of good sinking fastball, and that slider is really impressive. He just got John Gall on the first strike there.
Base hit right field. Ball chalks up his second RBI. Throw to third is cut off. Runners at the corners. 5-2 Stanford.
John Gall comes through again. 4-year starter. He is Mr. Clutch as far as I'm concerned. I've watched him play a lot. He's also off the USA team, the national team, for 2 years. And that run being so crucial, so critical to they're increasing the lead here in the 6th inning. And he reaches out and pokes that ball to right field to drive in a huge run for Stanford.
They're talking about the number of hits he's racked up in College World Series history. He now trails Keith Moreland by 1.
He'll get 1 more at-bat here. We may go to extra innings. Who knows? He may get 3 or 4 more, but at least 1 more. And he'll have a shot at that record.
Joe Borchert, switch hitter as well, and moves over to the left side of the plate. Looks at ball 1. Borchert 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 fly balls to right. Big swing. 1-1.
Borchert's overdue. He's been really relatively easy out 3 times up so far in this game. So he's well overdue. Good hitter that he is.
That one bounces, and no, it hit Borchert. It hit Borchert, so the runner will go back to third, and the bases are loaded.
Here we'll see the pitch. I think it hits him in the foot. Actually, his left foot, his back foot. It didn't hurt very much, I'm sure. He was looking back at the umpire, hoping that he would call it a wild pitch. He knew it hit him, but didn't show any reaction, any pain at
all. Only 2 hitters in the Stanford lineup without a base hit today are Edmund Muth and Joe Borchert. And no, we aren't going to count Borchert getting hit by a pitch.
No.
Here's O'Riordan, 2 for 3 with the bases loaded.
The only time that Chris O'Riordan has been retired was last inning when he hit a scorching line drive right at the left fielder.
As we said then, he gets the bat on the ball. That's called strike.
Well, Hodges jumps ahead of O'Riordan here. 2 outs, bases loaded, protecting now the chances for his LSU team. They're still very much in the game. 3 runs is not that big a difference here in Omaha.
Misses. That's a ball and a strike.
Let's go, boy!
So this is a huge out for Trey Hodges. Try to get Chris O'Riordan, very hot hitter, retired here with bases loaded and 2 outs. Top of the 6th.
1-1 pitch, down toward third. Barbier skids to a stop, throws across the diamond and got him!
What a play! What a critical play by Blair Barbier.
Abby says she wants to marry a B-Dubs Honey Barbecue wing. We get the sweet, tangy allure of honey barbecue sauce, but you can't marry a chicken wing. What are you going to serve at the wedding? Their family? 26 sauces and seasonings, now with free delivery.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like
a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
This year, our everyday purchases created adventures right here at home. Like Couch Cove, Mount Staircase, Living Room Lodge. Use your American Airlines MasterCard and get miles closer to the trip you promised. And start something priceless.
We believe in good we can all afford. From coffee that opens more eyes to black business to 100 shades of beautiful.
After being a part of millions of love stories, at K, we believe that nothing should get in the way of love. Get 20 to 40% off all engagement, wedding, and anniversary rings. Only at K Jewelers.
To face Justin Wayne. Ball one.
Hobbs had a tough day at the plate. He struck out twice against Jason Wayne, facing, Jason Young. Now he's facing Justin Wayne for the first time.
Hoff went down swinging, went down looking. Two and 0. Stanford with 4 in the fourth, 1 in the sixth. LSU with 2 in the second.
Justin Wade trying very hard to get this first hitter in the inning. I remarked before, after the 4-run inning, when you send your pitcher out there, it's his responsibility to try to get some quick outs.
Off speed, and the count is now 3-1. It is starting to rain in Omaha.
Now you can see the people around the stands beginning to put on their jackets and fold their umbrellas.
Foul back, and the count is full now, 3-2.
He's a shortstop or a catcher. You got to be a shortstop or a catcher.
Big pitch for Justin Wayne.
Hop is on base. Hello, cutie.
Little Blondie. Well, the hero of the last moment at top of this sixth inning was Blair Barbier with that great play at third base. Now he's up at the plate, trying to sustain this rally that's beginning here in the bottom of the sixth for LSU.
And Justin Wayne misses outside, ball one, and is quickly becoming his own worst enemy here.
Well, he needs to throw strikes, and that is normally not a problem for Justin Wayne. He has terrific control. Might be trying to do a little too much. Right now, he's just got to make these guys swing the bat. Whoa!
Down the left field line. It is foul.
Whew. Stanford hearts around the country watching us on CBS, and those here in the stands sunk with that first path of the ball. There it is. It looks like it might stay fair, but it's hooking. He was out in front enough of the ball when he hit it that it began to hook as it got down the line and goes into foul territory, much to Stanford's relief.
Chant of LSU goes up around the stadium, inside, 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, Blue, that was a strike earlier.
Anytime a team that's behind in the game has their on-deck hitter representing the tying run, they have a chance.
Foul ball down the third baseline. LSU coach Bill Daly fighting John Gall for the baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Blair Barbier.
Bill Daly coaching at third, giving the signs to the runner at first. Hop, hitter Barbier. Over at first base, Turtle Thomas. First year at LSU, a consummate assistant coach.
Inside, no, tipped him, and he's on base.
Well, that does bring the tying run up to the plate now with nobody out. Here in the bottom of the sixth, we'll see the pitch. Fastball inside. Barbier just lifts his hands, leaves his uniform in the way of it. I think that's all it hit. Was just got the tip of the uniform.
That is the 5th hit batsman we've seen here today.
Yeah, that got him. You could see the ripple in the uniform. We had it in slow motion. So Pontiff up at the plate now representing the tying run.
Pontiff has gotten good contact his first 2 times up. And we're going to have a conference at the mound.
Tom Kunis, the pitching coach for Stanford, coming out to visit with Justin Wayne, bringing the infielders around him on the mound. Tom Kunis is the first-year pitching coach at Stanford. Has done a terrific job with this staff. The longtime pitching coach who retired from active coaching last year, Tom Dunton. Tom was at Stanford for many, many years.
I want to remind you, Wednesday on CBS, USA Today calls Survivor hot, hot, hot. Apparently they wrote it 3 times. The numbers throughout the season will tell you that LSU's best inning of the season was the 6th inning, when they outscored their opponents 82-39. Guess what? We're in the 6th.
Well, here we go, a rally developing, nobody out, men on first and third, tying run at the plate in the person of Wally Pontiff, who's hit the ball hard twice already.
That's a called strike, 0-1. Wally Pontiff, the freshman from Metairie, Louisiana.
The second inning drove that long double to right center. 4th inning, he lined out sharply to Muth in center field.
High, 1-1.
The towels are waving down there on the bench. The players for LSU encouraging, exhorting their fans to get with it. Something's happening. The rally's going.
1-1 pitch, 2-1. And Brian Tallett's not hard to pick out of that crowd, is he?
Oh, he's
6'7".
Yeah, that's right. He and the other pitcher, Sexton, have started that custom. It's become a tradition now in a short time. When rally time occurs, they start waving towels all around the stands.
2-1 pitch in there, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Wayne took something off of that pitch to get it in the strike zone.
Well, he's walked the first man on a 3-2 pitch, Brad Hopp, and then he hits Blair Barberie. And that puts runners at first and second. So Justin Wayne has created a jam for himself.
2-2 pitch, got him swinging.
That's the slider. That's Justin Wayne's really good pitch. He's just come up with it this year. He didn't have this good slider the last couple of years as a freshman and sophomore. Watch this ball break. Here it is, breaks right under the bat. Sharp, quick, late break, and that's a big league slider right there, Greg. Strike out a tough hitter in Wally Pontiff.
Here's Cedric Harris, who is 1 out of 2. And an RBI single in the 2nd inning. He drove home the first of LSU's 2 runs in that inning. Justin Wayne back to the fastball.
They might be aware, of course they're aware in their scouting report, that Cedric Harris broke the hamate bone in his left hand earlier this year, missed 28 days recovering from that injury. He still doesn't have a normal swing. It still pains him to swing with that left hand. So they might just attack him with the fastball, knowing that he just doesn't accelerate that bat as much as and as quickly as he normally did before the injury. On top of that, he got hit in the right hand earlier in the game with a pitch. So Cedric's battling some pain up there.
in the dirt. A nice stop by Damian Alvarado.
Here's a check swing possibility. The bat has to cross the plate, and it didn't. The umpire's perfectly right. We see there that he pulled the bat back before it crossed the plate fully. And that goes as a ball. He did check his swing.
2-1 pitch fouled off to the right. The count is even at 2-2.
Cedric Harris has had a terrific year in spite of the injuries. He also suffered a bruised collarbone earlier in the year, was out of the lineup for a time, but he comes into the College World Series in this game hitting .372, 2 home runs and 39 RBI. Terrific outfielder too, can really run. Go get that ball to center.
Coach Bertram says great defense and an excellent arm. Here's the 2-2. Outside, count is full at 3-2. You start your runners, Coach?
Well, certainly that would be a possibility to stay out of the double play, but Cedric Harris may strike out, and that would end the inning if the catcher Alvarado would throw out the runner. Hoff does not run all that well. The big first baseman. I don't think that Skip Burton will start the runners.
Hoff is at second, Barbier at first, and Wayne spins, chases the runners back.
If Skip Bertman had a lot of faith in Harris putting his bat on the ball, not striking out, that would be a possibility. We'll see.
Wayne looks Hoff back again. Brad Hoff is the runner at second. Blair Barbier is over at first.
Furthermore, I don't think he'll start the runners because they're not tying or winning runs. Their runs are not going to create a tie. The guy at the plate is the one that you want to get on, not take chances with the other.
Don't go, and strike 3, call. In a championship game, you can't take that pitch.
No, with 2 strikes, Cedric has got to be guarding that plate. We'll see now where the pitch was exactly. There's Wayne with the delivery, 3-2 pitch. It's a slider, down low, in the strike zone. We'll see now. Oh yes, right across the hard plate and plenty high. That's a good pitch for a strike. Plate umpire.
Cedric's going to find out from every angle that was a strike.
Embarrassingly so.
Every single angle. Here's Jeremy Whitman.
Whoa, good fastball. I don't think Cedric Harris was expecting a breaking ball in that 3-2 situation. He got fooled by it.
Whitten, one of the guys here today who has been hit by a pitch. Fastball, strike call, 0-2.
Justin Wayne coming right at the hitter, Jeremy Whitten, with 2 live fastballs. One up high in the strike zone he swung at, and this one on the outside part of the plate. So Whitten's in the hole now, 0-2.
Wayne got himself in trouble walking Brad Hoff and hitting Barbier. Then he got Wally Pontiff swinging and Cedric Harris looking. And now he's gone 0-2 on Jeremy Whitten.
Connor wants to name his kids after B-Dub sauces. Hope you want a whole litter, because we've got 26 sauces and seasonings. So gas up the minivan, because Mango Habanero has a dentist appointment and Honey Barbecue is late for ballet. Buffalo Wild Wings, now with free delivery.
This year, our everyday purchases created adventures right here at home. Like Couch Cove, Mount Staircase, Living Room Lodge. Use your American Airlines MasterCard and get miles closer to the trip you promised. And start something priceless.
These are the people who make Gentleman Jack. Cultured, refined. Just kidding. They're the same folks who make Old Number 7. They simply take the time to mellow it twice. Gentleman Jack, from the makers of Jack Daniels.
If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. How can I, when you won't take it from me?
T-Mobile Wireless, your rules. Only with Xfinity Mobile.
Topham, 2 out of 3, 2 singles and a ground out to third today.
Andy Topham's had a good day. Plays a strong left field, gets his hits, and then at the game hitting .325.
Fouled at the plate, and the count is now 0-2. LSU bullpen up and working. The right-hander is Ben Saxon. The left-hander is Shane Newman. Got him swinging. Cressy throws it up, and that's 1 out.
Let's go, Stanford!
Here's Eric Van Zandt. Van Zandt is 1 out of 3, a double back in the second inning.
The last 4 hitters in the Stanford lineup have really contributed. O'Riordan, Topham, Van Zandt, and Alvarado have a total of 6 hits between them and 3 runs scored. Van Zandt, one of those 3 hits, he pointed out, long double in the second inning.
Fouled at the plate, 2 balls and a strike. You get the impression Skip Bertman might not be so patient with Trey Hodges as we get into the latter innings here.
Well, he can't afford, LSU and Skip Bertman cannot afford to get a lot of runners on base now. He's got to keep the runners off base, limit the score to what it is now, 5-2, a 3-run deficit, and use these last 3 innings to try to catch up.
Called strike, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hodges has done a nice job since he came in. Good game.
Toward third. Barbier has to wait on it, comes up throwing, and got his man.
He had to hurry that throw. He knows how fast Topham can run. Topham has good speed. There's the high chopper down to third base. Here comes Barbier in on the ball now. He takes charge of it. 1 shuffle and across the infield. Just barely gets Topham. Half a stride. Herb Barbier is an all-around good player. Good hitter, good leader, good third baseman. Good stretch by Hoffman.
He has shown us some third base play today, hasn't he?
Sure has. All the entire series here, he's done well defensively.
Here's Alvarado.
Line her up the middle again. Line her up the middle. Get that liner up the middle, baby.
One pitch is now 0-2. And Trey Hodges has come out throwing strikes here in the top of the 7th inning.
He wants to stay in there. He's really letting it all hang out. And with good reason. This is the last game of the LSU season. And the last game of Stanford season. This is it. Wonderful drama here today.
1-2. Sorry, make that the count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Up the middle. Terrio can't get there, and it's a base hit. Second of the game for Alvarado.
With 2 strikes now, he wants to make sure he swings the bat. Doesn't want to walk him. Hits the ball over the plate, and Alvarado takes it up the middle. A bouncing ball just out of the shortstop's reach. Alvarado is, Damian Alvarado, the senior catcher, is really doing a good job today.
Here's Craig Thompson with a double, a single, a home run, and a ground out. And fouls it back toward us. Strike 1.
I had a notion, Greg, to bring along the glove that I used in the 1956 World Series when I played there. I wish I had.
Well, then we'd never get a foul ball.
No, but if we did, I would have been able to try to make the play. You'd have been interested to see that glove. It's an old timer.
Swing and miss. matter of fact, Jared.
That's it. As a matter of fact, that's the same glove, yes. I still have it. The ever snap, seldom miss model.
What is going on between those fingers? The answer is nothing. 0-2 pitch outside, ball and 2 strikes. Back then, where there was anyone's name on the glove, was that
you know whose name was on that glove? Ewell Blackwell. Can you imagine that? Ewell Blackwell, great pitcher for Cincinnati Reds.
1-2 pitch. Grounded foul. First glove I ever owned was Johnny Antonelli.
Oh, yes,
right here.
I faced Johnny Antonelli years and years ago when he was pitching for the Giants. Craig Thompson's bidding for the cycle here. Pointed out earlier, he has the single, the double, and the home run. The triple with giving the cycle.
Toward first. Hawk smothers it, picks it up, makes the put out at first.
Abby says she wants to marry a B-Dubs Honey Barbecue Wing. We get the sweet, tangy allure of honey barbecue sauce, but you can't marry a chicken wing. What are you going to serve at the wedding? Their family? 26 sauces and seasonings, now with free delivery.
This year, our everyday purchases created adventures right here at home. Like Couch Cove, Mount Staircase, Living Room Lodge. Use your American Airlines MasterCard and get miles closer to the trip you promised. And start something priceless.
It's your thing. Do what you wanna do. I can tell you.
You took me in and you wrapped your arms around me for days.
After being a part of millions of love stories. At K.
Pulls the bunt up the first base line. Second baseman in a hurry. Got him!
What a great play by Chris O'Reard. That was a perfect bunt. We call this a drag bunt. A left-handed hitter, Ray Wright, who has great speed, the fastest runner on the LSU team, lays the ball down, takes it with him, pulls it with him actually, down the line. You'll see here, the only player that can make this play is the second baseman. And here comes O'Reard, and watch this pick up and flip, shovel the throw over there and land flat in his stomach as he does it. And just beats the diving Ray Wright. What a great play and a very important place in this game.
I'm not so sure you beat him. Called strike one to the leadoff man, Ryan Theriot. Justin Wayne's parents cheering in the stands.
By the way, they've come all the way from Hawaii. Justin Wayne is from Honolulu, Hawaii. And his parents probably came the furthest distance to watch this game. They get the award for that.
Probably 2 nonstops daily, don't you think, from Honolulu to Omaha?
Yeah, direct flight, sure.
2 balls and a strike on Ryan Theriot, who is 0 for 3. Scott Graham says caught the inside corner, and the count is even at 2-2.
Theriot was not so sure that that was a strike. He showed a bit of amazement there, but you got to be guarding that plate. Yesterday, Skip Bertman was talking about this young man, Ryan Theriot, that he makes the pitcher really work. He's the ideal leadoff man. He generally goes deep into the count, and that makes the pitcher expend that extra energy. There he does foul the pitch off, so now he's still alive. Justin Wayne has to work really hard to get him out, and that's the function of the leadoff man, to make that pitcher really struggle before he retires, if he's going to retire him at all. Perfect leadoff man, according to his coach, Skip Bertman.
Take a look at 4 hits and 2 runs in the first 8 hitters, and haven't registered a hit in the last 19 batters. Got him swinging. check in with Gary Apple. Gary.
All right, guys, they're looking at the parents of Justin Wayne, and, for a while, Justin thought that his mom, Hope, might be a jinx earlier in the season. He had a 16-game winning streak broken when his mom saw him pitch in college for the very first time. He says, "Mom, stay away, you're a jinx." But she came later in the year, and he won, and so the jinx label was off, and they're thrilled to be here from Hawaii today. Guys?
I hope that wasn't a secret, Gary, because they were sitting right in front of you. Ball 1 to Mike Fontenot.
Fontenot doubled in the first inning, 1 for 3. And thereafter, he's been pretty silent, pop up, and a strikeout.
Justin Wayne, you take out that little hiccup in the 6th inning of a base on balls to Brad Hoff and a hit batsman from Blair Barbier, he has been smoking since he came into the game in the 5th inning.
Well, he's a strikeout pitcher, and he's got really good stuff. So when it's on, when he's getting the ball over, he's among the best, and that's what the Major League draft indicated, too. He was the 4th player taken in the draft, and will begin negotiating here soon after the College World Series. But he struck out 146 hitters in 139 innings this year. He's a tough one.
Everyone in the LSU order has struck out at least once, except for Blair Barbier and Ray Wright.
Let's go, Stanford!
As I indicated earlier, Greg, I've seen Justin Wayne pitch a lot because I was with the USA team last year, and he was one of our top pitchers. Perhaps, in fact, he was the top pitcher. And he looks like he's throwing the ball harder than ever today.
Well, hit batsman a par for the course today. That's the second by Wayne.
Here's Fontenot taking his fastball inside, off the shoulder, the upper arm, and that hurt. Got to believe that hurt. That's a 90-plus fastball.
LSU has 4 hits and 4 hit batsmen today.
Now they've left some men on base.
2 steps!
Only 2 runs. Whereas on the other hand, Stanford has 13 hits thus far through 7 innings of their offense and 5 runs.
Well, if there was ever a time Brad Cressy was going to pop out of his slump, it'd be now.
Justin Wayne got him with a slider last time up, and that was another slider, the first pitch. And Brad Cressy, I believe you should expect that perhaps again.
Hit it down the right field line, foul, 0-2. What kind of career has Justin Wayne had at Stanford? About number 1 in single season victories, number 2 in strikeouts, number 3 in winning percentage.
Postseason record 5-0, so he pitches his best when he gets into the playoffs. College World Series.
There's Mark Cressy hoping that his son, Brad, can snap out of his 1-for-11 doldrums here in Omaha.
Well, Damon Alvarado, I can almost guess what he's saying to Justin Wayne. He's saying, look, this guy's not hitting your slider. For heaven's sakes, don't give him a fastball hit. If you're going to throw a fastball, make sure it's out of the strike zone.
And Justin Wayne said, hey, you're calling the pitches. No balls, 2 strikes. Three call.
We believe in coffee that opens more eyes to black business.
Sing it.
Make-believe made for everyone. A wave of confidence. A lighter load on the planet. Flavors that set a new course. And 100 shades of beautiful. We believe in good we can all afford.
Can you do this?
Shoulder to shoulder in this game. We never play alone. We win as one.
Don't be sweating by that blessing, hold up.
PlayStation.
With the Home Depot app, your phone is your most powerful tool. Find just what you need in a snap. Get a second opinion in seconds and have it all delivered free. Download today. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Still driving the old model, huh?
I've been looking, but I just need someone to tell me what a good price is.
Just use Auto Trader. It's the only one with Kelley Blue Book. It tells you if the price is good.
We rise together for this generation and the next, on the court and in the streets, for your city and for your team.
Let Edmund Muth and John Gall. Bruntlett showing the bunt there. I'm not sure I'd send anything down Blair Barbier's way today.
Oh, he's making all the plays, isn't he, Greg?
He's been a vacuum cleaner. Foul ball. 0-2.
Trey Hodges, pitching in relief of Talent, is once again asked to keep that Stanford offense from scoring any more runs. LSU has 2 more shots, the 8th and 9th, trying to catch it.
Got him swinging. So Bruntlett down on strikes for the second time today, and here's Edmund Muth. A great play by Ray Wright in right field. He has also struck out twice and walked. Here's Wright. It's only Wright because Wright plays right field, don't you think, Jim?
I think so. Kind of causes tongue twisters up here, though, when we talk about it. For me, anyway.
Count is 0-2 to Muth.
Hodges has done virtually as good a job as his counterpart, Justin Wayne, coming into relief for Stanford. Getting the ball over, striking people out, keeping the Stanford offense from generating any more runs.
Here's Justin Wayne. That one's inside. 2-2. Edmund Muth missed 4 to 5 weeks last season with a bout of viral meningitis. A scary proposition for him, for the entire Stanford team. He has come back strong.
I should say, we're all so grateful that he wasn't stricken any more seriously and down any longer with that terrible disease. And he spoke about that yesterday when we talked to him. And, you could tell how grateful he was that he's back in uniform. He had such a great year. Strong as ever.
3-2 pitch. Fought that one off inside.
To me, and I've seen a good many of the games this week, College World Series, that is the play of the series.
3-2 pitch fouled into the Stanford dugout.
Muth hanging on with a 3-2 count. He doesn't give up easily. Neither will Trey Hodges.
3-2 pitch again. Pop foul. And Brad Cressy hardly has to move to make the play. 2 up and 2 gone in the 8th, and that'll bring up John Gall. We remind you tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular. It's Fire on Ice. Olympic superstars, including Oksana Bayul and Kristi Yamaguchi, show off in Ice Wars, USA versus the world. And sprinting and jumping sensation Marion Jones headlines a star-studded international field at the Pontiac Grand Prix Invitational all tomorrow here on CBS. There's a drive to deep right field. On the run is Wright and makes the catch.
Another great play by right fielder Ray Wright.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Still driving the old model, huh?
I've been looking, but I just need someone to tell me what a good price is.
Just use Auto Trader. It's the only one with Kelley Blue Book. It tells you if the price is good.
Getting exactly what you want on eBay is also about who you're getting it from. And when you're Pete looking for the Mets and 75 Reds, why not get them from Joe, who's been collecting since '76? Find small businesses that share your passion on eBay.
Torn on who to choose for your Madden team? The spokes player got you. Introducing Jerry Jeudy, running routes like the Sunday morning paperboy. His footwork so smooth, he even got his own peanut butter.
And it's all natural.
Ooh, that boy is dripping.
Against Justin Wayne here in the 8th, ball 1.
This may be Brad Hopp's last opportunity to break the NCAA career record for doubles. He's now tied at 36, single season record, not career record. Single season record. He has 36 two-base hits, which ties the NCAA record. One more would break.
Hopp has struck out twice and walked today. 2-1.
He was taking all the way. Skip Bertman's now down to his last 2 at-bats, his last 6 outs, and he needs runners. They need to get runners on to get that tying run up the plate somehow. Then they have a chance.
Big swing and miss, 2-2.
Swung a bad pitch. That would be ball 3. Brad Hopp in his anxious, earnest efforts to get a hit. Swung at a bad pitch.
Hit deep but foul down the right field line. The conversation yesterday was who was going to get the call from Mark Marquis. Was it going to be Jason Young or was it going to be Justin Wayne? And both pitchers told us whoever it is will be in good hands. It's been in both their hands. And so far, so good for Stanford.
Almost as if they sensed it. They both were going to get a chance.
2-2 to Hopp. Another foul ball.
Change-up, Brad Hopp, but did a good job to get his bat on that ball. It was a tough pitch, 2-2 count. He can't afford to take a close pitch, and that was a change-up that Justin Wayne threw up there, and he just managed to get it around on it. Stay with it rather and foul it off. So he's still alive.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Brad Hopp. Up high, and now it's full.
Now there's anxiety on both benches. Anxiety for LSU that he will get on base by virtue of a walk or a base hit. Anxiety for Stanford. Please, don't walk him. Let's see who breathes a sigh of relief and who hits their...
Who goes to the Excedrin?
Yeah, that's right. Who goes to the Excedrin, yeah.
Full count pitch. Oh, play. Good bat for Brad Hopp.
Yes, he's really battling hard up there. He knows what's expected of him. Skip Bertman or his teammates didn't have to whisper in his ear as he went up to, hey, we need base runners. He knows that. Veteran first baseman.
3-2 pitch again. Popped in the air, left side. Alvarado calling and makes the catch.
Big out for Stanford. John Gall coming in from third base on that pop fly. Probably had the better, well, obviously did have the better angle on it, but Damon Alvarado called for it right away and took it with a relatively easy play in foul territory.
So Blair Barbier has had a terrific day in the field. At bat, grounded to the pitcher, grounded into a double play, hit by a pitch. And the unanimous selection is team captain. Going to try and see if he can get something started here in the 8th. Rips one foul down the third base line.
Justin Wayne threw that ball right down the middle, thinking that Barbier may be taking it.
He was wrong.
He was dead wrong because he was ready for the fastball. He nailed it. Fortunately for Stanford, for Justin Wayne, he pulled it foul. He jumped out all over it.
You the picture you're talking about in the newspaper the other day? Huh?
No balls and a strike to Barbier. Stanford has Andy Topham in left, Edmund Muth in center, and Joe Borchard in right. Ball, Bruntlett, O'Riordan, and Thompson. Third to first, Alvarado behind the plate. There's a foul past third. 1-2.
Justin Wayne jumping ahead here of Blair Barbier. Tough hitter in a tough spot and a tough pitcher. What more could you ask for? Late innings, one team struggling to keep the lead, the other team struggling to catch them.
There's a foul ball at the plate. Base hits have been hard to come by for the Tigers since the second inning. Justin Wayne came on in the fifth inning in relief of Jason Young. Struck out 2 out of 3 hitters that inning. Struck out the side in the sixth. Got 2 out of 3 in the seventh inning. There's a drive to left field down the line. Topham on the run. Foul territory. And out of play.
Boy, a great effort by Andy Topham. Came a long way to try to get that ball. Ran into the fence at the end of his journey, and the ball just dropped out of his reach into the stands for a long foul. Here's Andy with his colorful hat. Coming from the left field position. What? He doesn't break stride. He just keeps going. Boom. He held up a little bit as he got there. We just missed that, didn't we? Yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Up high and away, 2-2. Well, the LSU fans just desperate for something to cheer here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
They got to hit off the
back.
Come on, baby!
Justin Wayne pouring strikes in there. Blair Barbier battling him, fouling them off, staying alive.
Yeah, deep to left field. Topham on the run again. On the run, he's gone.
Blair Barbier finally got him his bat on the ball. Hit a fair ball. He's been battling up there with about 5 foul balls preceding this. Staying alive. Got a pitch he liked and pulled it right down the line. And they're 1 run closer. The LSU Tigers now only 2 runs down. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Some really a breath of life breathed into the Tigers by Blair Barbier. There's the pitch. Pulls it down the line. Looks like it might go foul, but it hangs in there just there. Topham waves goodbye.
First hit since the second inning, and it's a long one. 5-3 Stanford. Here's Wally Pontiff. Called strike on the outside corner. Stanford was breathing some pretty rarefied air. LSU has been held to 2 runs or less just once in their last 38 games.
Well, they are known for their tremendous hitting this year. They have team batting average of .341. And even in the era of aluminum bats, Greg, that is pretty good. And they were pretty well stifled, as you pointed out, for these last 6.5 innings. Finally got a hit and a run.
Pontiff has a double in 3 trips to the plate. And the towels are out at the LSU dugout again. 3-1.
Well, we're just around the corner, perhaps, of getting that tying run up to the plate for the LSU Tigers.
3-2.
Nipped the outside corner on that pitch. whistling down there. I believe it's Jeff Brooks. He's their closer. He's had a terrific year coming in late in the game, shutting people down. So Tom Kunis going out now to talk to the umpire, the plate umpire, Scott Graham. I'm wondering if he's asking permission to visit for, no, it can't be, possible injury. I think he's just checking on his number of trips to the mound.
Hurt feelings after a home run, but that would be about it.
That's right, yeah. Now, what he was doing was asking Scott Graham, how many trips is this? To make sure he doesn't exceed the allowed number of trips, which are 3, to the mound. And after the 3rd, then he's obligated to take the pitcher out.
When you were coaching, did you make pitching changes?
Yes, I did. For the first, I coached at Arizona 24 years. For the first maybe 10 or 12 years, I did that. But after I turned it over to Jim Wing, my longtime pitching coach.
When you went out to the mound, did you step on the baseline?
No.
Never did.
No, I didn't. I wanted to keep my shoes shined at their high luster. I've always maintained I'm not superstitious, but I don't step on the lines. They work so hard to put them down and mar them.
Cedric Harris, a single and an RBI in the 2nd inning. A pop-up to short, and a called 3rd strike in the 6th inning when he faced Justin Wayne. He is the tying run as he stands over the plate and looks at strike 1.
But now the Stanford defense has to make sure that they don't give up a double. They don't let that tying run get to second base. The outfield is actually quite shallow on Harris.
Hit in the right field. Tortured draws a beam and pulls it in for the 2nd out of the inning.
Well, we could tell there with Cedric Harris' swing at that ball that his hands still aren't fully healed from that broken bone in his left wrist earlier. He just did not have a good hard swing at that. He lofted it into right field. Here we'll take a look at it. It's a fastball. Wayne gives him a fastball. But you see, he just kind of feels for the ball and doesn't really accelerate the bat through the ball. You can almost see the look of pain on his face as he goes down to first base.
Still looking at that finger in the dugout. Whitten takes ball 1. Whitten has singled, was hit by a pitch, went down swinging.
With 2 outs now, and Jeremy Whitten representing the tying run. John Gall at third base is hugging the line, making sure that nothing gets by him on the right side down the line for 2 bases. There's John Gall down at third base. He'll take his position now when the pitch is delivered. Very, very close to the line. Anything to his left, he'll let the shortstop try to get, but nothing should get by him on the right in this situation.
1-2 to Jeremy Whitten. 339 hitter on the season. Just 154 here in Omaha. Senior from Louisville, Kentucky.
Justin Wayne has stepped out smartly in ahead of Whitten at the plate now. 1-2. He's thrown really good sliders up there to him. Tough to
foul back.
Every pitch, Wayner, every pitch, 28!
This time Kunis on the sitting there in the dugout. He will signal the pitches. If you watch him now, he will give the pitch selection to Damon Alvarado, the catcher, and he will signal them back out to the pitcher, Justin Wayne. The pitchers have the liberty to wipe and to go to yet another pitch, one they feel more comfortable in, but they better make sure it's not hit.
1-2 pitch. Yes! Deep to left field. Back goes Topo to the wall. Score!
Tie game. The LSU mystique magic has occurred again here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Tie game, 5-5. in the zone, and he drives it hard into left field. He's watching anxiously because it isn't a sure home run. It just barely got over the left fielder, Andy Topham's glove. There he is rejoicing around the base, representing the tying run.
Here's Ray Wright. Hit in the left field, coming on. Topham is there, and he makes the catch.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Getting exactly what you want on eBay is also about who you're getting it from. And when you're Pete looking for the Mets and 75 Reds, why not get them from Joe, who's been collecting since '76? Find small businesses that share your passion on eBay.
With the Home Depot app, your phone is your most powerful tool. Find just what you need in a snap. Get a second opinion in seconds and have it all delivered free. Download today. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
We believe in good we can all afford. From coffee that opens more eyes to black business to 100 shades of beautiful.
Hi, Susan. Honey.
Yeah?
I respect that, but that cough looks pretty bad. Try this Robitussin Honey Severe.
The real honey you love, plus the powerful cough relief you need.
Mind if I root through your trash?
Robitussin Honey Severe. Strong relief for your severe symptoms.
For Stanford. Big swing from Borchert, who has struck out, flied to right twice, and was hit by a pitch.
Trey Hodges has really been pitching tough ball since he came in the 6th. He's given up only 2 hits, neither of them well hit. And only 1 walk, and he hit a batter. So he's been tough as nails out there on the Stanford hitters.
1-1 pitch to Borchert. 2-1. Boy, what an 8th inning for LSU. Brad Hawk fouled to the catcher. Blair Barbier with a solo home run to make it a 5-3 game. Wally Pontiff walked, and after Cedric Harris flied out, Jeremy Whitten with a 2-run homer to tie it. Big swing by Borchert, and he fouls it out of the ballpark foul. The LSU hero of the moment, Jeremy Whitten. Justin Wayne wishing we had that pitch back. Swing and miss. Borchert out on strikes for the 2nd time today.
Well, here's the pitch now in the rain. It's a breaking ball inside, ties up the big hitter, Joe Borchert. He just can't get his bat extended. You see, he has to bring his hands in close to try to get the bat through. By that time, the ball is broken past him.
And we're going to take a moment to remove something from the warning track out in right field. The LSU bullpen is busy.
Chris O'Riordan has played a hero's part today for the Stanford Cardinal. 2 hits, 2 for 4. Several great plays by this young man at second base also.
Let's go, buddy!
1-0 pitch. You might say Trey Hodges is pumped right now.
I was about to say, Greg, he just gets the ball. Give me the sign, quick. I'm going to pitch. He can't wait to deliver that ball. He is really fired up.
1-1 to O'Riordan. 2-1.
Close, just missed with a tough slider. O'Riordan with a good eye up at the plate.
Off the wrist, short right field. Ray Wright comes on and makes the catch. Ray Wright hasn't missed very much in right field today, and he wasn't going to miss that one. 2 up and 2 gone.
There he is with a big smile on his face. But he got a great jump on that ball. The ball was hit off the hands. Ball was hit off his hands down on the near the handle of the bat, which is tough to read for the outfielder. But Ray Wright got a good jump and then outran it. Here he comes. Not an easy play. It looks easy, but he got a terrific start with his great speed. Was able to make the play.
Andy Topham. Swing and miss. 2 for 4, a pair of singles for Topham today. And what's LSU looking at if it retires Stanford here in the top of the 9th? The top of the order in the bottom of the 9th and a run to win the championship. 0-2.
Hodges is just throwing it in their face, I guess you'd say. He's just daring them to hit. He gets that ball and he delivers something on the pitch.
Pops it into center field. On comes Harris.
If Raising Cane's secret cane sauce was the end zone, no one would ever lose a game. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Go for the win this game day with Cane's. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of the New Orleans Saints. One love.
Today tastes like it's all fired up. Like it's cooling down. Tastes like open air and closed eyes. Today tastes like a Sunday ritual, and it never tasted this good.
Add some resistance. Sarah, your Movie Plus trial is about to expire. Do you want to continue or cancel?
Capital One knows life doesn't update you about your credit card. So meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that looks out for charges that might surprise you and helps you fix them. Another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. What's in your wallet?
Torn on who to choose for your Madden team? The spokes player got you. Introducing Jerry Judy, running routes like the Sunday morning paperboy. His footwork so smooth, he even got his own peanut butter.
And it's all natural.
Ooh, that boy is grippy.
Bats. Base hit left field.
Ryan Theriot, first pitch is hitting here in the bottom of the 9th, just past John Gall into left field for a single. John Gall makes a great effort, stretches all the way out, lays himself flat trying to get it, but he couldn't. Now this sets up almost a certain bunt with Mike Fontenot at the plate. And he's a good bunter. He's only a freshman. Plays well beyond his years. He's freshman of the year down in the Southeast Conference. Probably will be freshman of the year in National Baseball. Stanford playing for a bunt. Gall is in at third base.
Theriot can run at first base. He's 7 of 10 in the stolen base department. Did not shield bunt.
Well, so much for my strategy. Skip Bertman has Fontenot hitting away. Now we may see a possible hit and run. Some way to get that winning run in the last inning over the second base. First option would be sacrifice punt. Second option, a hit and run.
Third baseman John Gall in on the grass for Stanford.
Conventional wisdom and strategy calls for the sacrifice bunt here with the heart of the order coming up. Cressy, Hoppy, Barbier.
Swing away down the left field line and foul.
Let's see what happens now with Mike Fontenot at the plate. It may be that he is not as good a bunter as we would think. And Skip Bertman feels strategically and percentage-wise it's best to have a swing away.
Mike Fontenot has one sacrifice to his credit this season.
Well, there you go. I think maybe we've hit on the reason why he is scoring the bunt here.
1-1 pitch. Inside 2-1. You know, we haven't seen hitters exercise a great deal of exertion trying to get out of the way of pitches here today.
Well, right now, if he were to take a pitch and allow it to hit him, it would just accentuate the possibility that the winning run is going to score here in the bottom of the ninth.
Fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A run wins it for the LSU Tigers, and Skip Bertman will have won his 5th title in 10 years.
Amazing. But it's certainly not in the bag, and Marquis and the Stanford Cardinals still have plenty of energy, plenty of tools left, plenty of weapons left if they can get through this inning. Trying to win it next innings for the Stanford Cardinals.
Up high, and the count is 4. Now let's see what Skip Bertman does with Ryan Theriot at first base with a full count and nobody out.
And Mike Fontenot runs good at home plate. Ryan Theriot at first base has average speed, so it would be tough to double up Fontenot.
Runner goes. Ball 4. This for a scene set for the slugger on this team, Brad Cressy. He hits .466 with runners in scoring position. He has just 1 hit here in Omaha.
That's right. He is 1-4-12 in the College World Series, and this is 4th game. Now, I dare say he is not going to bunt. He is a double play possibility. Brad Cressy, the big catcher, does not run well. But I dare say I don't think he bunts well either. So we'll see what Skip Bertman has instructed him to do, but I believe he's going to be hitting away. And the Stanford infield believes the same way. John Gall playing back at third base now, not anticipating the bunt. First baseman Craig Thompson, he's playing behind the runner back about 15, 18 feet. So all expectations are that Brad Cressy will swing away.
He was hit by a pitch in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, and again in the 7th. He has struck out 8 times here in Omaha. Strike 1.
Jason Wayne has gotten 2 of those times. The last 2 times that he got him with sliders, both times, and he opened up with a slider here to get the first strike on Brad Cressy.
Mark Cressy, former Dodgers coach, right now father of Brad. You know, 1 base hit by Brad Cressy erased an awful lot of bad memories here in Omaha. 0-1 pitch. Base hit left field. He's going to wave him around. Topham comes up throwing to the plate. LSU wins it.
What a finish. What a great finish for the LSU Tigers. A discouraging, heart-sick loss for the Stanford Cardinals. But here's Brad Cressy now. You called it. Finally, his 2nd hit in the College World Series. 2 for 13 overall. But who cares? It's a great finish. Drives in the winning run for the national championship. LSU Tigers, their 5th College World Series championship. Brad Cressy, it is a slider. He threw him the slider. What he'd been getting him out with, he knows right away that it's in there. Past the shortstop, into left field. Now he watches his teammate attempting to score, and there he made it. Turtle Thomas, the first base coach, and Cressy rejoicing. And here's Skip Bertman watching carefully as the ball goes into left. The runner coming around 3rd. They're waving him in. Here he comes. What a great picture. Skip is even out of the dugout. He's saying, championship belongs to LSU.
Mark Cressy says, yeah, you betcha. Come on around. And we're champions. We're champions, and my kid's a hero.